Yesterday we had choir rehearsal, but now we can sing it for real. Come on, help us sing this song. Here we go. Lord is my shepherd, everybody. Lord is my shepherd. He goes before me. He goes before me.
Welcome.
Defender behind me. Y'all been practicing. I won't fear.
I won't fear.
Filled with anointing.
Filled with anointing. My cup's overflowing. No weapon can harm me. I won't fear.
God sing hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I am not alone.
He's my comfort.
He's my comfort. Always holds me close.
Somebody just shout Jesus right there.
He always guides me. Through mountains and valleys. His joy is refreshing. Restores my soul. Mercy and goodness. Give me assurance. I'll see His glory. Face to face. Hallelujah. I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close. Hallelujah, I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close.
Everybody say
your spirit lives within me, so I will walk in your grace. Your spirit lives within me, my victory, my victory. Your spirit lives within me, so I will walk in your grace. Your spirit lives within me, my victory, my victory. Your spirit lives within me, so I will walk in your grace. Your spirit lives within me, my victory, my victory. Your spirit lives within me, so I will walk in your grace. Your spirit lives within me, my victory, 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 my victory. He's my comfort, always holds me close. Hallelujah, I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close.
One more time. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, I am not alone. He's my comfort, always holds me close. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first ever live stream on YouTube by Black Femme Fortune. As you can tell from the song I just played, I'm a woman of faith. And so I want to believe I'm not alone on this live stream. That even if I can't see anyone, and even if I can't hear anyone, that the one who made me and by whose grace I'm still standing is right here with me. So as I embark on this first time ever project, I say welcome. Black Femme Fortune started as a way to get out of a rut. This is the face and the voice behind Black Femme Fortune. It's the same handle on other social media platforms, IG and TT, just in case you were wondering. And what started all of this? On the 27th of November, to be exact, at 9:30 in the morning, I exchanged contracts. If you're in the UK, it's what we do when you want to buy property. And as soon as you exchange contracts, that's you committing to buying said property. Now, that should have been a momentous occasion worth celebrating, popping champagne and all of that. But what I didn't know was that 5 hours later, I was going to lose my job. So like I said, what should have been me in dance mode and, you know, breaking out the bottle of champagne and inviting friends over to come see the new place very quickly became a nightmare. And so that spurred me on to exploring other ways to earn, obviously because we were heading into the holiday season. And even though I was putting feelers out and applying furiously, nothing was coming through. And so I knew that coming into 2025, I had to do something different. So I started exploring business ideas, believe it or not, looked into property and then realized very quickly that I needed capital, and then applied for what I thought was a startup grant. But because I had no income, other income coming in, it was a bit tricky. How was I going to repay the grant? And so that fell through at the last minute, but totally unexpected. I mean, if I knew that, you know, I wouldn't have spent hours and weeks, you know, on the application and doing the business plan and all of that. So anyway, that set me back a bit. And so I went back to the drawing. This is the beauty of technology, right? Okay, I think I can see myself back on the screen. So hopefully you didn't miss too much. My computer was just buffering for a minute. So that got me thinking about, you know, other ideas and other ways to earn money, because obviously, you know, income had to carry on, right? The bills don't stop. You know, paychecks might stop, but the bills don't stop. Here in the UK, we've got something called benefits, so that's support from the government. But it's really probably a stipend, or stipend, however you pronounce that word. So it's really a meager amount. It's not much at all. It barely, keeps the lights on, puts food on the table and stuff like that. So it's not something you can use to replace whatever income you were on before, you had to apply for government support. I think you call it Social Security in the US. Um, and so I still had to keep looking for stuff to do. So that got me thinking about business ideas. And I knew that the digital space was something that a lot of people were talking about. It just seemed to be like I was attracting those kind of posts. Every time I went online, it was somebody talking about, why don't you consider doing this, get into affiliate marketing, get into digital marketing. And so I was seeing a lot more of these posts. And that got me thinking about what are my favorite ways to earn in 2025. So I started compiling the list just based on what I was seeing and based on the research that I was doing, and obviously people's success stories. And so that's a bit of background as to Black Femme Fortune and how this came about. I must just let you know, November last year, I didn't know the first thing about digital marketing, could barely post to save my life. Didn't know anything about carousel. I actually described it as, those posts you put on IG and you can just swipe left and, you kind of like have several pages in one post. That literally, that was how I described a carousel. Didn't even know what a carousel was. But now, I can do one in my sleep. So that's how far I've come. So if I can make such progress, you can too, right? And there's just a whole lot to learn. So of course, I'm now, au fait with, or comfortable with Canva. Like I said, I now have a TT account and I have an IG account, and I have revived my Facebook account. Now I'm doing a live on YouTube for the first time ever. So that's the kind of growth that I've had in the digital space. But what I wanted to cover very quickly was my top favorite ways to earn online. And there's just 4 things that I'm going to race through in the time that we have. I'm probably going to be here for about a couple of hours, I think. So we're probably just about 10 minutes in. So I found that digital products, whether your own that you create or somebody else's that already exists, are a pretty good way to go. It's probably easier if you don't know the first thing like me about how to create digital products. So it's probably better to start with products that already exist. So if somebody else has done all the hard work and the information is available, online, right? So I was investigating and exploring various digital products, and I came across a particular one, and there was this lady. Whatever she said resonated with me, and I thought, okay, I'll look further. But before I get into that, there's just something I want to play another piece of music. I'm very big on music, and like I said when I started, I'm a woman of faith. So these are some of the tracks that have helped me through this exploratory journey and through this season. And it's been quite interesting when you find that it's there's a lot more to.
What if you call me and don't feel me near you? Will you still trust me?
It's not this one. There's another one that I want to play. So let's just go into that. If I can find it now, it would be good. I kind of like had everything lined up, and then now I can't find. So this is to tell you that I'm not as comfortable on. Let's see if it's this one. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I was right. It was the last. There we go. So this is another song that I like. It's by Donnie McClurkin, and it's called We Fall Down. So I don't know who out there needs to hear this. It doesn't matter how many tries or how many ideas you're going to explore. You might start with one thing and find that you have to pivot to something else. And this is just a word of encouragement for someone. So you may have started like me, trying to get a business grant to start a property business or whatever it is, and then find that the funding didn't come through, and then you got to consider something else, right? Because you got to put food on the table. So basically, this song ministered to me in that season that it just doesn't matter. You might have to go back to the drawing board again and again and again. A saint is just a sinner who fell down but got back up again. Right. You can't stay down. You just got to keep trucking, right? Life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. So just listen to the lyrics of the song and then we'll carry on. We get up, we fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who falls down and get up. Fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down and got up. So that's just another piece of music that has ministered to me in this season. So it doesn't matter how many times you got to go back to that drawing board and pivot or reinvent yourself. Just know that lots of people who've been successful have had to try multiple times, right? So it's not over, as they say, until the fat lady sings. So just keep on. So part of what I'm going to share today might just be the solution that you've been looking for. Part of it might not be. But whatever it is, wherever you're at, I think it's just a word of encouragement to say, keep going. Just get up and take that one more step. You're one step closer to where you want to be. That way you're not where you used to be, and you may not be where you want to be, but at least you're making progress, right? And as long as you can keep making progress, however small the baby step is, or 1 degree better than you were yesterday, whatever it is, just keep moving in the direction that you want to go. Okay, so let's get back to what I was talking about. So in exploring ways to earn, obviously to, just get on with life, right? Like I said, the bills don't stop even when the paychecks do. I came across some ways to earn online. And so I'm going to be defining some terms that I've come across. Like I said, this has all been a steep learning curve for me. It's been new journey. It's been new space. I've never done any of this stuff before. So there's some terms that I'm just going to briefly define before we go further. And two of them, believe it or not, have the same acronym. So MRR. So you can have two different definitions for MRR. The first one is master resale rights, and I will explain that shortly. The second one is monthly recurring revenue. So both MRR, so M for mother, R for Romeo, R for Romeo. So the first one is master resale rights, and the second one is monthly recurring revenue. So that's the first two definitions that I'll be going over, and I'll say what they are in a bit. And then the third thing that I want to talk about is PLR. So that's P for Papa, L for Lima, R for Romeo, and that's called private label rights. So PLR is for private label rights. So now, what's the difference? When you have something that's got master resale rights, it means, and this is when digital products have been made by somebody else, by the way, they're not your creation. They're created by somebody else. So this is probably option number one that I found in the online space, in the digital world, that I made my favorite list for 2025. So master resale rights, obviously not created by you. So the person, the creator of the product, has the master rights, right? So you can't change the name of the product. You probably have some leeway in changing the color, but you can't change the logo. The logo is the logo. That's the creator's property. Um, and you've got to sell the product as it exists. So if it's, for example, a bottle of water, you can probably you can't mess with the name of the water, right? You can probably change the color, maybe from the green that it is now to blue, but it's still got to look like this. So that's the shape of the bottle that can't change. The band is around there, that has to be there. So you can probably change the color of the label, but you can't change the name or the logo, and that kind of thing. So that's like master resale, right? Because this is not your creation. Somebody else, developed and created and produced this bottle of water. And what it is you sell that bottle of water in its entirety, except for the little tweaks and changes that you can make. You sell it as a whole thing, as it exists. So you can't mess about with the contents of it. So you can't suddenly make this flavored and still say it's the same thing. No, it's no longer the same thing. It's actually sparkling, so it's the one that has bubbles in it, the sparkling water. So it's got to stay sparkling water, right? You can't suddenly put a lemon flavor to it and say you got master resale rights. No, you're messing with the core product. So that's what master resale rights is. And what it is that the owner of the product gives you the right to sell it on as is. So you can sell it on, and for that, you either keep 100% of whatever you sell it for, or the creator specifies what price range you can sell the product for, or the creator says, okay, if you sell this product on my behalf, I would give you something called an affiliate commission. So I would give you something back, a referral fee or a referral commission. And sometimes it's 30%, some are 15%, some are 50%, some are 80%, some are higher, 85%. It just depends on what the terms are. But that's what master resale rights is. It's basically you can't mess with what the product is. You're probably giving very few things you can tweak. But on the balance of it, you're selling it as it is, on behalf of the creator or producer of the product. And for that, you're getting a referral commission or a referral payment or an affiliate commission for selling that product on behalf of the person who actually made it. So that's master resale rights. The other one, MRR, is called monthly recurring revenue. And this is passive income. So this is something you set up once. So it could be a subscription. So if you had a newsletter and you got people subscribing to receive that newsletter every month or however often you produced it, you pretty much close your eyes and you kind of like done the newsletter, and all you're doing is just maybe changing the articles and the dates and stuff. But every month, like clockwork, people are subscribed. They're paying to get the latest version or the latest draft or the latest piece of this communication. So you set it up. Other things that have monthly recurring revenues are your Zoom subscription. So if you pay for Zoom, that also gives you monthly recurring revenue, because everybody, to access the paid benefits on Zoom, they've got to pay their subscription every month. Netflix is also something that can give you monthly recurring revenue. So you set it up once. Netflix doesn't really change from month to month, but for you to continue to access the movies and documentaries and whatever else on Netflix, you've got to pay and keep your subscription active for you to be able to access that. Audible is also another one. And then there's a great big community online called School. So that's SKOOL, School. And there are a lot of communities on this platform. And for some of them, they're paid, some are free. And so the creators of those communities on the School platform, some of them who have subscriptions, you've got to pay to be a member of that community, whichever one you choose, on a monthly basis. And the month you don't pay, you simply get a reminder email to say, oh, we've tried to take payment from your card or your account and it hasn't gone through. Please rectify. And if you don't rectify within a number of days, you're basically chucked out of the community, right? So that's monthly recurring revenue, where you set something up and every month, like clockwork, money's coming up and coming in because people are paying the subscription fees, right? So that's kind of monthly recurring revenue. The third definition that I mentioned earlier on was what we call private label rights. Now, this is when somebody creates, say, for example, a digital workbook or a planner, or a list of some sort. So if you wanted to start a nail business, a nail studio, somebody may have put together a how-to on how to set up a nail studio, and they may have done a PDF of it and put it online. Now, that's information that will be valuable to somebody who wants to set up and open their own nail studio, right? Now, somebody's done this, right? So they've created it maybe on Canva or Gamma or wherever else on, whatever tool they've used, and they've put it on a website to say, look, anybody can access this, provided, you pay for it, right? Now, sometimes these private label rights, the products that have PLR rights to them, so private label rights, are created by one person, but you have carte blanche on. You can change coloring. You can put your logo on it. You can add content to it. You can make it your own. So you can change the language. You can go in there and put your marketing spiel on it. You can do it in your brand colors. You can put it you can put it on your website. You can add it to the other products that you sell digitally. Basically, it's something that you can make your own. So it's called private label rights. That's because you can make it private. You can make it your own. So it'll be as though you created this product by the time you're done putting your logo on it and putting your colors on it and changing the language and the layout, etc., right? But most of the times it's somebody else has created it, but they've created it as something that they have. And usually they sell for. It's not a great investment to buy these. So sometimes these PLR products can be really, really cost effective. And then by the time you've made all the changes you want to it, you can then set the price that you want to resell that product for. So for example, you might buy this nail studio, how to set one up. You might buy it for 20 quid or 20 US dollars. And then by the time you put your logo on it, you've added a bit more information. Maybe you've made it more UK friendly because you're based in the UK, and maybe the original product was US focused or Asia focused, and you've turned it into something that would be relevant for people living where you live. So you've added a few bits to it. Maybe you've added local supplies to that. You put it in your brand colors. You kind of like change the look and feel of it a bit. You've made it in your own language, in your own tone, in your brand style, your brand colors, and you put your logo all over it. You can then choose to sell this for 30 quid or 40 quid or even 50 quid. It depends on what value you place on this, because suddenly it's not the original product that you bought. You've added value to it. You've done some either aesthetics or substantial value you've added to it. So it's not as it was in its original form. And that's why it's a private label right. So you have private rights to relabel, repackage this product. So those are the three definitions that I was going to talk about, because as we go through my favorite ways to earn online, I'll be using these interchangeably. So if I say MRR, I will differentiate if I mean the master resale rights or if I'm talking about monthly recurring revenue, right? So where we're going to spend the bulk of time today is I'm going to be sharing my screen in a moment, and I'm going to be talking about digital products. But before I get there, I'm going to, so I don't know about you, but in this journey, I've come across AI, and I've done quite a few snazzy things with AI, if I can say that myself. So I'm going to be playing a few songs. I'm going to be sharing 2 ebooks that I've written with the help of AI, 2 songs that I've also written with the help of AI. And I'm going to be sharing those with you in the course of this live stream, just so you can see what's available in the digital product space, right? So what I'm going to share with you, the community, the digital product that I found, is what I call a one-stop shop. It's got so much in there where it doesn't matter what you're thinking, how creative you are or not, it's got something for everyone. So if, for example, you say, you know what, I'm not really a creator, I don't know where to start, there are a lot of private label products, so PLR products that you can choose from. So, like I said, I gave that example of how to set up a nail studio. If you want to start up a real estate agency, there's a how-to for that. If you want to set up a hair salon, there's a how-to for that. I mean, and I'll take you through the modules so you can see what I'm talking about. And so my number one way to earn online in 2025 is what we're going to dive into. And as we go through the modules, you're going to see how rich this is. I mean, it literally is a one-stop shop. I mean, I found that when I got into this, I didn't have to go and find some add-on or something separate. Everything I needed to get to where I am today in my journey, being from a technophobe, like, oh my God, the mere mention of tech had me frozen. I was like a deer in headlights when I heard anything techie. The shutters would literally just come down. But this particular community, this product, it has become my one-stop shop, and it breaks everything down. And you'll see in a moment when we go through the modules, what this creator has done is nothing short of phenomenal. She has brought collaborators together, so experts in their different fields, right? She's built. I mean, this it could only have been God inspired. Like she's done a phenomenal job, and I'll we'll dive into it. But just to give you a bit of background, it's a lady. She's also a woman of faith, and her name is Brooklyn. And it's Digital Boss Academy, by the way. That's what we're going to be looking at, and it's got 3 volumes, 1, 2, and 3. And what she's done is she hasn't presented herself as the one person that knows it all. She's reached out to her network, and she's partnered with different people who have different skill sets. So you basically have experts in the different fields coming in to talk about what they are good at, right? And so they are kind of like the facilitators or the lecturers or the teachers or the experts that come and actually put on presentations on the different aspects of this community. So as a result, you buy or you invest in this this community, and it's just a one-time payment. You invest in this, but the breadth of expertise you have access to, the level of exposure you get to experts in the field in the different areas is second to none. I mean, I haven't seen anything like this in all my life. I mean, I didn't even know this existed. And I will forever be grateful to the woman who did a lot of posts on Instagram. And I guess, when you're searching for something, when you're open to something, it will come, right? What's that Chinese proverb about when the student is ready, the master shows up or the teacher shows up? I think it's something like that. So I guess I was ready because I was looking and I was open. So I started seeing this woman's posts, right? And as her posts came, I was intrigued. And the more I listened, of course, I get fed more of her posts, as it happens with the algorithm on all these platforms. If you stop on any particular type of content, then you're going to be fed more of that type of content. And so I got exposed to a lot of her stuff. And she put on free masterclasses. So I got an opportunity to hear a bit more before I actually took the leap and invested in this. So I'm going to be sharing my screen and just taking you through it slowly, because I believe the more people know what's on the inside, the better and informed decision you can make as to if this is for you or not. And it's just my way of sharing what I have found. A lot of people have probably done variations of this, but I thought I'd do it differently. And just because this is the way I learn, I want to see what I'm committing to before I actually commit to it, if that makes sense. So before we go in there, I am going to play music once again, but this is music about the course itself, that with the help of AI, I might add, I got, I'm just trying to find out which song it is. There we go. So this is a song that I made for this particular course. It's amazing. Step by step, lead the way. Turning passion into gold today. Okay, so that's the song I wrote for this. I mean, I was just so blown away and I thought it was so good that I used Suno AI. So that's the AI tool that I used to write that song. So I kind of like put a description of what the community or what the digital product was, and I'll show you in a minute. And it came up with this song, and I just fell in love with it. So that's kind of like the intro into. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Let's see if it will let me do this. Okay, so let's do. Okay. So hopefully you will be able to see my screen in a moment. It's saying stop, but I do not know. Okay, so let's do this again and let's see if it will. Sorry about this. Like I said, it's my first time doing a live stream on YouTube. So apologies for the glitches. I'm hoping this will work. I did test it and it did say that it was working. Okay. Now it's not responding. The joys of technology. Oh, there we go. Okay. And share. Brilliant. So this is what it looks like. So this is so I'm sure you can see my screen now. So right along the top here, it says Digital Boss Academy. That's a digital product that I found is my #1 way to earn online in 2025. And so when you go in, I'm in what they call the classroom tab. So the first place you get to is community, and you get a welcome email. So if I click on community, it will probably just take us to, let's see if it'll let us go in there. Because I wanted to start in the classroom, so I don't know if it will. I'm hoping that I'm still live and everybody can hear me. And now my Google, for some reason, is not responding. Wakey, wakey, computer. I mean, it's I think my screen's showing, so it's just taking a while to get to the right screen. I think it will move shortly. Just thinking maybe we should play music. Is it about to start or should I play music? You can play music if it doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. Brilliant. So this is the community. So this is like the first tab. So that's the logo, DBA, and it stands for Digital Boss Academy. Now, Digital Boss Academy, DBA, has 3 volumes, volume 1, 2, or 3. What I usually suggest to people is to go for volume 3, because when you get volume 3, you get volumes 1 and 2 included. If, however, you choose volume 1, right, at some point you are going to find, because it's the one-stop shop, you will want to have access to volume 2 and volume 3. So I always say to people, to make your life easier so you only pay the one time, just get 3. Because in 3, you get 1 and 2 included at no extra charge. And I will share the price points with you. Now, the good news, which I will be sharing in detail later on, is for the rest of August, because Billionaire Brooklyn, so Brooklyn is the name of the creator, and so that's what she looks like, right? She's the creator of DBA, Digital Boss Academy, and another community called DBC, Digital Boss Code. She's the creator, she's the brains behind this. And so her name's Billionaire Brooklyn. And she has basically put this together, like I said. So it's her birthday month in August. And she is just so phenomenal. She always does something for her birthday month. And this month, she's decided to do a discounted offer on every single module. And so the volume 3 is a reduced investment than it usually is. So between now and the 31st of August, if you wanted to get on board, this would probably be the best time to, because from the 1st of September, it will go back to the original price points, right? And so the investment will go back to the original price points. So the reason why I decided to do this live today is I know it's the end of the month, and here in the UK, most people get paid at the end of the month. So if you were ever considering other streams of income, or you were thinking of ways to get into the online space, and you were thinking of something that you could access at your pace, or what we call on demand, so you can dip in and dip out and just do as you wish, this is possibly one of the best communities and programs that I have come across. Like I said to you, in 2024 November, I did not know what a carousel was. I had never been on Canva in my life. I'd never been on TikTok in my life. And here I am in May 2025. I mean, this is August now, but I got into this in May. And by May, I was learning how to use Canva. I was making carousels. I was posting on Instagram. I opened a TikTok account. Like, the growth has been phenomenal in May, June, July, August, in 4 months. I'm now doing a live for the first time ever on YouTube. Like, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I literally have just set one up, right? So if I can do it, you can. I don't know about you. I'm in my 50s. I may not look it. Thank you for the compliments. But I'm in my 50s. And if I can do all of this techie stuff, I promise you, you've got no excuse. You'll fly at this. So that's the creator behind Digital Boss Academy, DBA. So I will be saying DBA because it's kind of like a mouthful if I do that, and I really don't want to bite my tongue. So that's the page you get to, and usually get a lovely welcome and all of that. And then I want to take you into the classroom, because that's where the magic happens, right? This is where I can show you exactly what's in it, because I believe in people seeing exactly what it is. It's almost like when you go into a store, you can actually try on clothes, right, to see if it fits, if you like the fit, and before you actually commit to buying it. So think about this as you fitting the outfit, in this case, fitting DBA, to see if it's something you want to commit to for the long term. And so I'm not hiding anything. As I said, I'm sharing my screen, and I'm literally taking you from tab to tab as relevant, so you can see what is involved and what is contained in this one-stop shop. When I say it's a one-stop shop, I literally mean it's a one-stop shop. I found everything that I've needed here. I've not had to go and pay for a separate subscription for something else. Literally, I've just followed the map that this has given me, and that's why I can talk to you like I'm doing today. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to top up some water. into my glass so that it is cold because it has gone room temperature. So I've got ice in the bottle just to keep myself hydrated because I haven't done this before. So I'm doing quite a bit of talking than I usually do. Oh, that's better. Nice and refreshing. Nothing like a cold glass of water. Okay, so let's get back to it. So this is DBA, and this is the classroom tab. And this is where you start, welcome. So if I click on welcome, there's usually, you can see, you start here. So if I click on start here, there's a welcome to DBA. And there she is, Billionaire Brooklyn. And I love the format of this because you get a video telling you, whatever is in that module. And then underneath, you get all the different resources. So if you needed to read some more about it or get background, they're usually resources at the bottom. But this is the brains behind DBA, basically welcoming you to this community. And she shares a bit of her story, what led her to doing this. She only gets, I think on average, 15%. She only keeps 15%. The 85 she gives as affiliate commission just because she is keen on as many people getting their hands on this one-stop shop, right? I promise you, as we go through, you'll see what I mean. But this is what she's done. So of course she's made her money, and every month more people are joining the community. I think we're about 37,000 strong now in this community. If I go back to I think it said it on the first page. If I go back to the community, I think it said, there we go, 35.9 thousand members, right? There are 35,900 members so far in DBA. Now, if you think how many billion people are on the planet, we haven't scratched the surface, right? But so far, so good. 35,900 people. Now, we all can't be doing something wrong, right? There's got to be value in this for 35,900 people to be subscribing or to be investing in themselves in this way, right? And it says here, it's the #1 affiliate digital marketing and PLR community for beginners. And that's exactly what it is. It's for beginners. So if you are like I was in November 2024, where I was an absolute technophobe, this is a good place to start, right? So let's get back to the classroom. So this is the welcome tab, like I said, and when I clicked on it, that was where we saw a lovely photo of Brooklyn. And then, so that's the video welcoming everybody. And where do you start? Now, when you come into something like this, it can be overwhelming, right? But it walks you through, there's like a navigational map. It's like a start here, do this, then go there. It is so step-by-step and user-friendly, it's unreal, right? So this is a guided tour of DBA to help you navigate through the community. Basically, all the videos are really short, sharp, and sweet. This is 5 minutes, this particular. Where do you start, right? It's 5 minutes. It's real quick. So if you wanted to go through that, and maybe I wouldn't play that so that you got something to look forward to when you come in, right? Or actually, let's play it. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm just going to pause the video very quickly. The guy speaking right now is one of the facilitators. Like, this guy's an expert. He's a legend, right? So he was in medical school and he tried several businesses in medical school. This is the story. And he did drop shipping. He did try to do an ATM machine that got robbed. He's tried his hands in different businesses, right? And that's where, when I started talking about Black Femme Fortune, I said a lot of successful people have fallen down, but they've gotten back up again, Very few successful business people or entrepreneurs or sports people, anybody that's had any kind of success, very few people get there one time. It's usually through many trials and many attempts to get to that level called success. Very rarely does it happen overnight. So back to Richard's story. He was a medical student in one of the top schools in the U.S. Um, a child of Chinese immigrants. He was doing well, but he knew. I mean, when he said he just had an aha moment the one day where he looked at his professors in medical school and realized that for the average professor he had, they were just about finishing paying off their student loans. And his professors were not spring chickens. They were in their 50s. I think he said 40 something was the youngest at the time, if I'm not mistaken. And he looked at himself and he just said he hadn't got the time to spend the next however many years of his life trying to pay back student debt, right? And so he thought there's got to be a better way to make money, to earn money, right? Than me doing this. Why am I going to get through medical school, amass all the student debt, and then figure out how to pay it back? And he just thought, no. And so he started exploring. So he did drop shipping, failed miserably at it, tried to get mobile ATM, that was robbed, and he tried several other things. I think he worked in a fast food joint, a takeaway, like a fast food restaurant for minimum wage at one point. And then he also, if I'm not mistaken, was an ambulance operator. So he drove ambulances as part, I don't know if it's part of his medical school training or it was a part time job. That was also minimum wage. Like, I couldn't believe that ambulance drivers don't get paid that well. Um, and so he's had quite a few trials. But today, he is a millionaire. I don't even know how many times over. His business is generating, I think, in the 20 something millions annually, if not 30 something million annually now. He's got quite a few businesses. He has quite a few people working for him. He's been able to retire his parents, his wife. I mean, pretty lady. She doesn't work because he's able to take care of that stuff. So she can look pretty and look young and do other stuff, right? She can choose if she wants to work, but she doesn't. I mean, because Richard's taking care of her, right? And they go on the most exquisite, exotic holidays. Oh my God, right? So those are the kind of people that Brooklyn has brought into this space to teach us what they've gone through, so that we don't have to make the same mistakes, right? So when I say it's a one-stop shop, you're literally getting the best of the best coming in here, sharing their stories, sharing tips, sharing strategies, right? And so this is Richard. I mean, you'll see a lot of him, throughout. He's fantastic. His sessions are usually oversubscribed, as you can imagine. He's really good at what he does. Uh, Now, why is the video not playing? I was trying to play the video. Okay. There we go. I'm just trying to increase the volume so. Mm, sorry, everyone. I don't know why it's freezing. It was playing. I promise I didn't touch. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. So that's how short that video was. And this is from a multi-millionaire, right? He's been there, done that, and he's telling you how to do it. So basically that, and then of course, as with everything, there are do's and don'ts. Where they're humans, they've got to be rules. So you'll see DBA has its own rules. And it's usually just short, sharp, and sweet. Be professional. Don't spam people out. Don't be offensive. Don't be abusive. The normal things. I say normal, but people still need to be reminded, right? So that's where the rules are. And then because it's a digital space and we are dealing with digital products, you still have to have a store where you are going to showcase said digital products. Just like you go into a physical store, Walmart in the US, maybe Tesco's here in the UK, you walk into the store and you can go down each aisle and you can pick up what you need. You made your list. You need some cereal, you need some milk, you need some fruit and vegetables. You walk down to the relevant aisles and you get it. It's exact same thing. Yes, it's digital products, but you've got to have a store. There's got to be a digital store. Where do people go to get their hands on the products, right? And so how do you set up the store? You can have the technical team help you set up your store, but really between you and I, the stores are pretty easy to set up. And there are step-by-step instructions on how to do that as well. So everything is made as easy and as simple and as straightforward as possible for beginners. So like I said, there are 3 volumes to DBA, volumes 1, 2, and 3, and they are all affiliate products. Volume 1 can now be sold with master resale rights as an additional option. The minimum price that you can sell volume 1 for is $111 US. Volume 2, minimum price is $222 US. Volume 3 is a minimum price of $444 US. Now, I did say to you that in the month of August, because it's Brooklyn's birthday month, or birth month, she's having a discount, like she's having a promo on. And now, for example, volume 3 is being sold for $278. Yes, you heard right, $278 US. That's $278 US. And of course, like I said earlier on, if you get volume 3, you get volume 1 and volume 2 included at no extra investment. Yeah. So if this is something that you are thinking of, then I guess the month of August is a good time to get in. Done for you store setups. Like I said, you can set the stores up yourself, or you can choose. So there are different stores that are recommended. There's Leads Boost, there's System.io, there's Stan Store, Beacons, Shopify. I have my store in Stan Store, and Stan Store is pretty good. You do pay a monthly subscription to, it's almost like rent. So you got to pay rent, like you got to get the space. So if you had a physical store, you got to pay for the space, right? So it's the same thing. Yes, we're in a digital environment, but you still got to pay for the space. You can't just put your products on somebody else's space, right? So what you're paying every month is for your shop space, your physical, but in this sense, your virtual store. You got to pay for the space that you're going to be putting your products on, listing your products on, showcasing your products on. So you pay for the space, right? Other platforms may not ask you to pay upfront for your space, but what they do is they take a percentage of whatever revenue you generate. Now, I don't know about you. I'd rather pay for my store, shop, my space, and keep all of my revenue. But it really depends on what floats your boat, what you prefer, right? So you have a choice, and you're more than welcome to look at all the different stores and pick what's best for you. So yeah, it's already it's a done for you service. If you really don't want to be messing about with setting up a store, those are the prices for getting the IT guys, the tech support guys to help you set up a store. And then promotional graphics. These are the logos that you get to use for the different modules. So volume 1 has a logo, volume 2 has a logo, volume 3 has a logo. And this is where you get the stuff. I'm hoping that my computer does not crash, because I have just clicked on this and it doesn't look happy because I am getting a not responding message. So I'm hoping that it doesn't crash. Is it opening another? Yes, it's opening another tab, which I didn't want it to do. So I am going to stop that. I'm going to stop. It might slow down. It might just slow down my entire. Sorry about this. There we go. All right, so we're back to where we were. And like you heard Richard saying just now, there are recommended next steps. It's probably best to go into the different paths to a thriving digital marketing business. And this really depends on how big or how quickly you want to get there. So this is, the 3 different ways that Richard has streamlined as to how you can get going in your business and how you can build, right? So that's the first video that he suggests. And you see, once again, it's only 2 minutes and 57 seconds. So the first one is promote DBA, which is what I did because I hadn't found anything else that was like this. The second one was promote another digital product. So you can, if it's not DBA, there might be another community you know, and I know there are quite a few. There's RBA, which is Royal Boss Academy, I think. And there is UG. I mean, there's so many of them. But you can basically, pick another product, or you can promote your own products. So remember when we spoke about the definitions, I said you could either go for one that somebody else has created, or you could create your own. So if you wanted to, you could create your own community, your own course, and then sell that if you didn't want to be part of somebody else's course. But when I look at DBA, knowing who I was in November, and then again and then he's also put together an essential launch checklist that you can go through step by step by step, and you can decide if this is for you or not. And it's pretty much a guide where before you move on to the next step, just make sure you've done this. So he's going to cover things like how to set up your bio. Say for example, on your Instagram account, how do you set up a compelling bio? Because there are tricks and there are tips that will set your account apart if you get your bio right. One of the things you want to do in your bio is to be very clear on who you're serving and exactly how you're serving them. And there are really good ways on how to do that. Another good tip that he talks about is what your name should look like. You don't want to have too many special characters in your name, like ... or hashtag 123. Just pick something that if anybody tries to type it out, they're not going to make multiple errors or not know that you had a dash here and a squiggly thing there and a question mark there. It just doesn't work, right? So the things like that he goes through on the essential checklist, which is really, really helpful. That's a slightly longer video. So that's like 12 minutes. But really, in the grand scheme of things, a 12-minute video, is that really long? I don't think so. And then, of course, he talks about different funnels. So that's it for where to start. That's about as much as I wanted to cover in the welcome tab. So we go back to Classroom. And if I don't know if you remembered when Richard was talking, he was talking about the tab. Okay, so each of these tiles are modules in their own right. So we've just gone through the welcome module. The next modules that I would suggest going through, definitely mindset mastery. I cannot stress enough. If you want to be a business owner, an entrepreneur, you want to do your own thing, you want to create your own products, you want to have multiple streams of income, you just don't want to rely on a 9 to 5. Mindset is a big part of navigating this space. There is that book, or there's that verse in the Bible that says, as a man thinks, so he is. Really, your mindset is so important, because whatever is going on between your ears is what is going to manifest for people to see. Whatever you focus on expands, right? So if you're thinking, I can do this, you will do this. If you're thinking, this is hard, it will be hard. And so mindset is such a big piece of this. I can't stress this enough. I mean, we've got Mindset Mondays with Damon Pillard. I mean, he is phenomenal. Oh my God. That's another person's sessions that are oversubscribed. I mean, if you're not in early, you're late. Being on time is late. I mean, Damon, oh my God. I mean, like, Brooklyn has really brought like the best of the best to deliver stuff. And when Damon starts talking from hello, I mean, for starters, he calls you family. Like when he's talking, he goes, family, I'm telling you this. Family, I'm telling you that. Like, he is just so real, and what he says sticks. Like, oh my God, like you need to experience him to know what I'm talking about. They're just personalities on here that when they deliver, you cannot help but step up and be a better version of yourself so you can have more and do more. Because until you're that person, you are not going to be able to do what it is you were called to do. And if you're not doing what you were called to do, then you won't have what has been earmarked for you to have. But it all starts with who you become. So the becoming is a big part of the process. And to become, you've got to master your mindset. Because doing your own thing, where to begin with, you are the marketer, you're the HR person, you're the finance person, you're the digital content creator person, you're the copywriter, you're everything, right? You've got to be able to just work wearing different hats. And so the mindset piece is so big. I mean, I can't stress enough how important that is. So I would say start there. And then we have core fundamentals. I'm not sure if you are like me, but if you haven't got a clue on where to start, how to even do this, I mean, like, there's just certain things you need to understand. And that's why when I started talking, I just spoke about those definitions, because you're going to be coming across concepts you've never heard of. You're going to be hearing words that are really the terms and the jargon in this space. And so they're just some core fundamentals you've got to be comfortable with as you go on this journey. And so that's another good place to start. And you can see it actually says start here. I mean, it couldn't be more clear, right? It says right there at the top, start here. And then the next piece is, like Richard said, if you haven't got that much time to go through all of the different tiles, so you've done the welcome piece, you've done the mindset piece, you've kind of like gotten to grips with a few core fundamental aspects. The next thing you should be looking at is a digital marketing crash course. This basically condenses the absolute essentials you need to know about digital marketing. So if you've never done a marketing course in your life, you've never sold a thing in your life, you've never been in the digital space in your life, you don't even know where to start. This is a step-by-step guide on how to go from 0 to 5K in online sales with digital marketing. It breaks it down where if you've never done anything digital marketing before, you can basically follow this and you can get to where you want to go. Why am I taking time and showing you what is on the inside of this course? It's critical that you know how Brooklyn's mind was working when she put all of this together. She wanted to make it an easy to digest one-stop shop where you don't have to hop off here and go onto another website. And then, I mean, I know there are lots of YouTube videos and there are lots of, but you got to go here for a bit of that and there for a bit of that. But here, she's trying to put everything in one space. I cannot say this enough. You will find enough to get started here, to set up and even scale. And what you don't know, if you go to the community and you type a question, somebody will answer your question. So you really don't have to leave the platform or the community to go looking for anything elsewhere. And then, yeah, if you don't really have time for this, that's fine. So next thing I was going to go to, because I mentioned setting up your online store in the welcome piece, but this is just, a more granular step-by-step guide, and it tells you how to get your affiliate links. So as people get the volumes off you, you make sure that they're using your links and not somebody else's, and you help them. Yeah. So basically that takes you through step by step, but that's a bit premature. And if you want that information, I can always get that to you. And then of course it talks about how you can resell DBA as an affiliate. So it goes into the nitty-gritty. So once you've got your online store set up and you've got your affiliate links, and then it tells you exactly how it works. Now, there are many modules. Like I said, it's a one-stop shop. Digital Boss Bot, how to launch. So you've joined DBA, what do you do now? How do you launch? If you want to find out what the next step is, so you've done the 3 core modules that Richard suggested. So you've done the mindset piece, you've done the core fundamentals piece, you've done the digital marketing crash course, and then you set up your store. And now you want to know, okay, so what next? Where do I go to next? How to launch is probably a good place to go, because then it tells you what you do next. So now you bought the volume, you've gone and done the core fundamentals, you're managing your mindset piece. Where do you go next? Like I said, it's a step-by-step guide, and everything flows in a seamless way where you are not wondering, you're never left hanging. It's really a well-guided tour of what to do. Now, this is a more in-depth volume or module on digital marketing. So remember the one we saw at the top? That was a crash course. If you want to know all there is to know about digital marketing, this is a full-on module where it goes into great detail on what digital marketing is about. But that crash course would be fine if you're limited on time, you're a student, you've got a full-time job, you're working 60, 70 hours a week, and you haven't got that much time to go into the weeds of digital marketing. The crash course will do you just fine. I haven't done any of these because this is all US based and I am in the UK, so I didn't do FTC guidelines. Building a bomb brand, I'm not quite there yet because there's a lot of information and you don't want to be overwhelmed. So take it in bite-sized chunks, pace yourself, and you don't have to know everything in every single module to get started. I'll tell you that, because there is a lot to get through, right? So there's stuff that I haven't done. Like I said, I've only been on this since May, right? So where I would then go to next will be volume 1. And I'm going to spend a bit of time now going through the individual volumes, because I think you need to know exactly what you're getting when you go into the volumes. So let's go into volume 1. Now, as with everything, you get different sections. So in volume 1, you usually get a video to start with. And here it's the volume 1 center, volume 1 affiliate links again, And here is just a 1 minute, 15-second video. And then you've got a sneak peek. So if you just wanted to get a summary of what Volume 1 was all about, this is like a summary of what Volume 1 is about. So it's first, the description: unleash your online income potential with DBA. DBA is a self-paced, high-impact online program designed to help you start and scale a profitable digital product business. Whether you're a beginner or looking to expand your skill set, DBA provides the training tools and resources to unlock multiple income streams without the hassle of creating your own product. And that's exactly what I've said. So it caters to beginners. If you already have some knowledge about digital marketing, you can always expand your skill set, because the great thing about DBA is Brooklyn is always adding onto this. She's always bringing new experts on board to talk to us about. So when crypto became a thing, she's added crypto to it. When Bitcoin became a thing, they added Bitcoin. Like, it's constantly evolving. So you're always on the cutting edge of whatever is going on out there. And she goes for quite a few conferences, and she speaks at quite a few events. So she's constantly networking to keep her finger on the pulse. So if there's something happening in the wider industry that she feels we would benefit from, you can be sure behind the scenes she's working on another module to introduce, and she would be bringing an expert to deliver on that module. I mean, that's how intentional she is. So why promote DBA as an affiliate? This is what I was saying: 85% commission on every single sale. Like, literally every single sale, you get 85% commission. Now that is amazing. We all know that digital products, automation, all of that is, and people can't get enough of it, because AI is a thing and it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And now I know, like, for a few people who have 9-to-5s, or for whatever personal reasons don't want to have face forward accounts, so you don't want to show your face like I'm doing on this live. You want to have a faceless account. So maybe your logo is the face or the picture or the photo on your accounts as opposed to your face. Or maybe you have an AI generated avatar that becomes the face on your accounts or on your business. People, for whatever reason, don't want to put their faces on social media platforms, right? And so, yeah, it's becoming a thing. And so there are modules that talk specifically to that. And there are some successful people who are doing faceless marketing. And so once again, Brooklyn gets those kind of experts to come on and actually speak to what they're doing, what's working, what's not. And then, of course, there are loads of done-for-you offers. Oh my God, I will get into the PLRs. Remember when I was saying private label rights? There are quite a few of those on offer. And you don't need any experience. I told you, I didn't know what a carousel was in November 2024. I had never been on TikTok in my life. Don't laugh. Seriously, did not have a TikTok account. I didn't have the foggiest about how to do any of this. But look at me now, doing a live on YouTube. Who would have thought, right? So you really do get step-by-step training, ready-made content, and automation tools. So it makes it easy while you learn. You earn while you learn. You don't have to wait until you know everything perfectly and completely. You can start earning as you're learning. So as you learn something, put it into practice. When you've nailed that, come back and learn something else new and add it to what you've already used. So for example, the second I knew how to do a carousel, I didn't know in May how to do a carousel. I think I did my first carousel maybe at the end of June. So I had joined the community. I joined DBA in May, but I probably didn't do my first carousel until way into June, if not at the end of June, right? Because it took me that long to get to that point where I could sit down and start fiddling on Canva, and I knew how Canva worked and yada, 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 and I could make a carousel, right? But now that I know it, I can do one in my sleep, right? But it takes a while because it's new information. You've never been down this road before. So pace yourself, give yourself some grace, be gentle on you, be kind to you. You're not going to know everything overnight. So let's see, what's inside DBA? In Volume 1, you learn foundational digital marketing skills. that help you automate your workflow, and you master things like Canva, TikTok, and Instagram growth. Like I said, did not know what a carousel was, did not know how to use on Instagram, did not know how to use Canva, didn't even have a Canva account, never been on TikTok in my life. And volume one pretty much got me up to speed, right? So this is what I'm saying. If you don't know the first thing about any of this stuff, fear not. I promise you, it is easier than you think. Then volume two, and we will go into volume two. So we're still in volume one, by the way. And then volume two unlocks face-less marketing. So I was saying, people don't want to show their faces for whatever reason, and that's fine. There is a space for that. There is a way to still earn money without showing your face. Passive income strategies, we cover that. Advanced tools like Shopify and AI-powered content creation. Can you believe it? By the time you get to volume two, you're talking about AI. So you don't have to leave the community or the course or the platform to go look for AI information somewhere else. It's all here. And this is what I mean by a one-stop shop. And then volume three, if you want to get even further and you want to go into event planning, there's a how-to. You want to flip properties, there's a how-to. You want six-figure content creation strategies, there is a how-to. Now, who should join DBA? If you are an aspiring entrepreneur and you're looking for an online business that is scalable, can grow, right? This is for you. If you're a content creator, so you already have TikTok, you already have Instagram, you already have YouTube, you're already creating content, so you know how all of that stuff works, but you've never really earned money from your content. So what you want to do is monetize. So maybe you have an email list or you have followers and you've never really marketed anything to them. You've never really sold anything to your audience. Now, suddenly you want to start earning money from the followers you have, the level of engagement you have. If you have a massive email list, you want to monetize all the content you've been creating over the years. This is another reason or another type of person that should join DBA. If you're a digital marketer, so you're already in the space, maybe your 9 to 5 is in digital marketing, but now you want to sell high demand products. So you're already in space, so you know how it works, but you're looking for a product that people want. And when people find out what it's about, they can't get enough of. DBA is one such product. So if you want to scale, you want to you don't even have to do too much marketing. People, like what they see and they're like, sign me up already. If you're looking for that type of product, that's why you should join DBA. And like I said before, it's the #1 digital business affiliate program today. Once again, 85% commission per sale. So whether you're a full-time entrepreneur, content creator, side hustler, don't really like that phrase, side hustler, looking for multiple income streams, probably a better way to say it. Everything you need to succeed online is here in DBA, right? So that's just what is in volume, well, kind of like a sneak peek. So if we go back up to where we were, that's where we were. So sneak peek description. Once again, I told you, mindset is huge. And so we got a whole mindset thing here again. You can't get away from mindset. You're probably going to get it everywhere across all 3 modules. We're constantly talking about mindset. Constantly talking about mindset. Email marketing. So like I said, some people have been content creators before. Maybe they had followers. Maybe they got a massive email list and they've just never earned any money from the email list. Here is email marketing. It tells you how to write to your followers or your email list, and what kind of content, how to script emails, what sequence, etc. That's what this is. Another tool I had never heard of in my life before joining DBA was CapCut. Now, I don't know if you've seen people's posts where they have wonderful videos and you're wondering, do they have to get a special camera to film this video? Or did they go to a studio? Or was there a whole film crew that helped them do this? CapCut is a video editing tool. So you can take a video with your phone, but then you can upload it into CapCut and you can do a whole lot of editing. Now, I didn't even know there was something called CapCut. I could barely take a photo, a selfie on my phone, never mind a video, right? But here I'm uploading videos and I'm chopping and I'm changing, I'm adding music to it, and I'm like stuff that I didn't even know how to do, I'm doing now. So here, CapCut, it tells you how to cut, how to trim, like step by step. It couldn't be easier. And then we have something called SEO optimization. Oh my God. You know, when people search, I don't know if you, I'm sure everybody does this. You go into Google and you type whatever it is you're looking for, how to sew on a button, or how to bake a brownie, or how to change the tires on my car, or how to screw a light bulb, whatever it is, right? People are searching on Google every single day, almost every second, right? It's the greatest search engine, it's the biggest, right? And so when people are searching for certain things, there are certain words that they might use. So say, for example, you don't want to show your face on your posts. Faceless will definitely be a word that people will be searching for. Marketing will be a word people are going to search for. Digital might be another thing people are looking for. Online may be another. So these are key words. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. So basically, it's like, what are those key words that people will type into their searches when they're looking for, right? So it might be earn money online, right? So earn will be a word, right? Money will be another word. Online will be another word, right? And so this module is just an introduction to what SEO, search engine optimization, is all about. And then let's go on to the next bit. UGC for beginners. What's UGC? User generated content. User generated content for beginners. So you want to get started as a UGC creator. So that means you want to start creating your posts, right? And once again, Elisa is a whiz at this. And so she's the one delivering the videos in this module, right? And this is what I meant. It's not Brooklyn doing every single delivery. She's brought people that have nailed it. And they're the ones coming to talk to us about the different parts and the different modules. And there's Elisa again, because she is just a UGC queen, right? And so that takes you step by step. And then it says UGC content creation. And then we get into affiliate marketing, because this is volume 1. Remember, we haven't gone into volume 2 yet. We're still on volume 1. And because the whole DBA is centered around affiliate marketing, whether you sell volume 1, volume 2, or volume 3, you're going to be earning affiliate commission, right? And so it's only right that in volume 1, we address what affiliate marketing is. And so you start from intro to affiliate marketing, because Brooklyn doesn't assume that everybody knows this. Plus, remember, DBA is meant to be beginner friendly. So DBA talks about everything a beginner needs to know. If this is too basic because you're more advanced, and you can scroll and skip videos, but it has to appeal for people just starting their journey to people who want to scale and want to advance, right? And so this is what I meant by a one-stop shop. It really caters, it doesn't leave anybody out, right? It tells you affiliate partner platforms. So it's not just DB. I mean, there's so many other platforms that offer affiliate marketing, right? And so it's not just DBA. There's just so many of them out there. It talks about what other platforms you can go to. And then it goes what to promote, where to promote. So it will tell you what kind of products you want to promote and where would be best to promote said products. It also talks about the best beginner affiliate platform. Talks about mobile apps, so how to do this on mobile apps. What are recurring commissions? Because there are some things that will give you recurring commissions. So, for example, remember I said things like Netflix subscription, Zoom subscription, anything where people have to keep paying every month to stay connected to that service or product. That means every month you have to pay to stay connected to this, to keep getting the service, to keep receiving the product, right? The month you stop, once that month you've paid for runs out, that's it, you're chucked out. You're given a reminder to say, oh, you haven't paid for this month. And if after a certain period, the grace period that they give you, you still haven't paid, you get chucked out. Simple as. So you can imagine if you are an affiliate for that kind of subscription, every time the person who signed up to Netflix, for example, pays their subscription every month you're going to be getting affiliate commission on that person's subscription until either they stop, they decide they don't want to subscribe to Netflix anymore, for example, right? But for as long as whoever you introduced to the platform is still on the platform and paying for their subscription every month, that affiliate commission is going to keep coming, recurring every single month. You're going to keep getting it every single month, right? And so that's what a recurring commission looks like. And so it just takes you through, various things about affiliate marketing. And then we go to content creation. It talks about content creator essentials. If you want to be the bee's knees and you want to have the right camera, you want to have, people have their microphones. They order, really nice, microphones, and then they've got ring lights. So I've got a ring light here right now, but it's nothing like, the really fancy ones you see. I usually say this particular model, when you start making serious money, so when you scaled, you can then start investing in equipment. Until you've scaled to a point, you don't really need the fancy equipment. Maybe a ring light, so just to make sure there are no shadows on your face, because I'm doing a live now, so I need good lighting, so I've got a ring light. But most things, I promise you, I have an iPhone. I can do most things off my phone. The cameras now on phones are really good. The video capabilities on phones are really good. The microphones, the speakers, all of that. I mean, all the songs I've played so far, I've played off my phone. So really, really good stuff. So we basically got a lot of tools and accessories on our mobile phones. So there's really no need to invest in heavy duty equipment just yet. But anyway, for the more advanced, like I said, DBA caters for everybody from beginner to advanced. So for the more advanced person listening to this live, yeah, this takes you through what you can get. But what I like about this as well is it tells you about things like content pillars. So what kind of content should you be putting out there? We know on places like Instagram, there are reels. So we've got long form content and we've got short form content. Now, reels are usually short, probably about 60 to 90 seconds, if that. Some people even do 6 seconds or 10 seconds because it's a short, sharp, sweet post. Then you've got, on the other end of the spectrum, long form content. And that's what I'm doing right now on this YouTube live. So basically what it is I've been on here already now, I think, probably coming up to 2 hours now. Right. It's just under 2 hours now. This is a longer form content because I'm not doing something really in and out, real quick. I'm taking my time to walk you through the DBA modules so you know what you're getting when you actually say yes to getting this. And I'm doing this because it's the creator and founder's birth month in August. And I know that most people get paid round about this time of the month. Especially here in the UK, people tend to get paid at the end of the month. And so I'm hoping that By sharing this now, it gives people food for thought, and they can actually, if they've been thinking about getting into the digital marketing space, that this is something they would go for. And obviously, I'm happy to field questions. So if you ever come across this and you want to ask questions, feel free to put a comment at the bottom of the live, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Or you can message me directly. Like I said, the name Black Femme Fortune is the same handle on IG and TT. So I'm happy to respond to DMs on those platforms as well. So content pillars. What kind of content do you want to put out? Like I said, they're reels, they're stories, they're carousels, they're different types of content. And then your content pillars, are you doing B-roll posts? So you take videos of yourself and we're just doing a day in the life of. So maybe you've gone shopping, because what you want to do is come across as relatable to people who will come across your post. So maybe you've gone on holiday and you're just taking pictures of, oh, I went to Mexico and here is, something I saw or a landmark I visited, or maybe you went to Tulum, the pyramids, and you took a photo there, or maybe you went to Cape Town in South Africa and you did a wine tour, so you went to vineyards, or maybe you went to France and you went up the Eiffel Tower, just things like that. Just photos or videos of you doing day-to-day stuff, right? So there are different kinds of contents you can put out. What you usually engages is when it's something that you've experienced. So an experience you've had, or a success you've had, or a recent win, or if you want to be controversial, maybe you saw something in the news and you're like, you want to give your take on that, or there's a trending video and you put your spin on it. Things that are likely to engage the audience are good things to put out. And I mean, here it talks about what is quality content, what are the best content apps, how to launch. I mean, it literally it walks you through the process, so you don't have to guess anything on yourself. Like I said, Canva, how to edit on Canva 101. I mean, that's it. You can't get more basic than that, Canva 101, right? So it really starts at the basics. How to set up automations. And this I wouldn't worry about just yet until, if you're advanced, yeah, then worry about this. But if you're a beginner and you haven't got that many followers, and maybe you only got 1 or 2 DMs or even 10 or whatever, you can manage those on your own. You don't have to do a ManyChat setup. But the second you start getting people engaging with your account and really sending you DMs on the hour, every hour, and you've got like quite a few thousand followers, then you will have to set up automations. But once again, here it teaches you, and this is just volume 1, teaches you how to set up automations. And then PLR, like I said, private label rights to profit. So you see, this is why I wanted to do the definitions. Here, you're understanding PLR and MRR products. Once again, you can't get away from those terms. You're going to see it everywhere again and again and again. Identifying your passion and your niche, developing digital products. That's if you want to create your own digital product and not sell somebody else's or done for you products. Creating a reseller license, packaging your products, setting up sales platforms once again. So Stand Store, Beacons, Shopify, that kind of stuff. Analyzing your performance and scaling, creating your own products. So PLR and MRR, those terms again, marketing strategies, everything is covered. And Dr. Tavis is another expert that Brooklyn's brought on. So for every module, she gets the best possible people to deliver the content. And then here again, there's more information about creating your online content introduction, defining your target audience, creating your course content, choosing a platform, because what you want to do is be at the right place to attract your target audience. If your target audience is on Facebook and you are busy posting on TikTok, well, that's not going to work, is it? So you really want to be where your target audience is at. And this course takes you through that. This module takes you through that. If you want to develop a course, how do you price it? How do you market it? How do you engage with your students? This is all of that. So this is where you want to create your own thing. How do you evaluate and improve your course? How do you scale your course? Tips for success. I mean, everything, and this is just volume one, everyone. This is just volume one, all about AI. Now, I did mention AI, and here it talks about introduction to passive income with AI, digital product planning with AI, standout image creation. Yes. Remember, I said if you didn't want to go faceless, you can actually create an avatar that could be the face of your account. So it doesn't have to be your face, it can be an AI generated face. So people don't associate you with the account, but you know it's your account. It's just not your face on the account. Faceless video creations with AI, niched content with AI, other ways to earn with AI. Believe it or not, AI also has affiliate opportunities. So, if, for example, um, there's an AI, there's so many AI tools, but maybe you are using a particular one that helps with faceless video creation, for example, and you found that the video creations are really good, the lip sync is spot on, the transcription, how it transcribes the voice to text is really good. That the images are close to real as real can be. If you find an AI tool that really does all of that and it's really easy to use, and they've got a paid version, which is where you tend to get most of um, the, the functionality of the tool, and you know it's a paid thing, you might want to become an affiliate for that so that when you post and people ask you, oh, what AI tool did you use to generate this? You can give them your link to say, check out, this AI tool, here's the link. And that link is your affiliate link. So every time you invite or introduce anybody to that AI tool, you get a referral commission from the AI tool developers or owners, right? So there are ways to earn, other ways to earn with AI. Creating AI design templates. Now, this is something, oh my goodness, I, I promise you, the skills I've picked up so far are just absolutely amazing. Do you know now I can create bulk content? So I can do 30 reels, for example, in one go, thanks to the help of AI. So when I go into Canva now, I'm not just producing for the day in question. I'm not even producing for the week ahead. I can go as far as producing for the next 1 month. So if I'm going on holiday, or I know I'm going to be busy on a course, or whatever it is, I'm working on a project, and I just can't post every day, I can create content ahead of time and then just quickly take it out of my library and just post it as and when. Or I can even schedule the post to go out automatically so I don't have to worry about it. This is what AI can do. And so Canva, there's something called bulk create in Canva. It is magic. Oh my God, it's magic. And you can do this for different platforms. So you can do that for TikTok, you can do that for Instagram, you can do that for, so these are all short form content. You can also create stories using AI. So if you have a story that you've scripted, say, for example, in Chat GPT, you can take the script and you can generate images with AI so that as your story is being told, the relevant or corresponding images to the script is also playing. So as the narrator is reading the story, the pictures or the video or the images are changing to fit what the narrator is talking about. I promise you, it is amazing what you can do with AI. I can't believe I'm this excited about tech. I never used to be this way. But yeah, it's really, really interesting. So AI and automations. Yes, this is a general confusion in the marketplace. AI can help you automate, but automation is not AI. I'm going to say that again. AI can automate, but automation is not AI. So, for example, if you have in your social media, say on IG, you get many DMs, right? So you scaled your account, you've got quite a few thousand followers, and you posted something, and maybe that post went viral, and you had loads of people, commenting or engaging with that particular post. Maybe you had an offer on, and you said, "Oh, DM the word course," for example, and I'll send you the link. Now, every time somebody engages with that post and DMs you the word course, so COURSE, because they'd like to attend your course, you can set up an automation where automatically, as a response, the person who's DM'd that word gets the link and the details to the course. Now, when you automate that, that's not you replying to everybody. You've just set it up so that every time, so the key word, the trigger word is the word course. Every time the automation tool you're using sees that somebody has put in the word course, automatically, and that's where we get the word automation from, automatically that person gets an auto-generated response that says, "Thank you for DMing the word course. Here are the details of the course. The dates are yada, yada, yada. Here's the link to click." I mean, like, it literally just sends the whole thing. And if you look further up, I think we came across where I said you only do that where your business has scaled ManyChat. There we go. ManyChat setup. Now, ManyChat is an automation tool. Yeah, ManyChat is an automation tool. So that's that. Yeah, so that gives you an idea about that. But here it goes further into AI and automation. So how to automate viral content research, AI-powered video creation, and then how to create AI clones. You can actually have an AI twin. So you can upload quite a few pictures of yourself as is, and you can prompt AI to generate twins, lookalikes, clones of yourself. And it would actually give you quite a few versions, and you can choose the one that you feel most replicates your true photo. And that's what a lot of people are using on faceless accounts today. Now, in volume 1 still, we haven't got past volume 1 yet. We're still in volume 1. Personal and business credit. How do you build your credit? How do you fund business? How do you create your business credit? Understanding business credit. How do you read and understand? How do you step-by-step process so if your credit is not great and you want to repair it, how do you do it? And then it gives you sample letters on how you can dispute. So if a creditor wants to take certain action, you want them to verify, say somebody said, you've taken out XYZ loan and you don't remember taking that out, you can dispute. So it gives you a template. If you want them to actually take negative marks off your credit file, also it tells you how to go about asking for that. If you've had a few late payments and you just want to know how to manage those, as a late payment kit. If you want to build your credit as a beginner, it tells you how to do that. If you want to fix your credit, it also tells you how to do that. And yes, people, credit can be fixed. Credit can be repaired. This is what they don't want us knowing. So don't fret if credit has tanked. For whatever reason, life has happened and credit is not where it should be. Don't worry about it. In time, you can repair, you can fix credit. Trust me, you can. It's very doable. Taxes and finances. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a huge topic. A lot of people want to know how to do taxes. As your business grows and you start generating revenues, there are certain expenses of your business that you can write off or that you can charge to the business account. And of course, every expense is deducted from any revenue generated. So you are left, so you have revenue to begin with. So that's how much money the business is earning from selling products or services or whatever. Expenses are everything is costing the business to actually produce those products and services. So the difference between the revenue and the expenses gives you profit. Now you only ever pay tax on the profit the business declares. Now, obviously, if it's cost you a lot more to generate or to earn the revenue, then you're going to have very little profit left over. And if your business is new, it's not unheard of for new businesses in the first 2 years or sometimes three not to turn a profit. So, this is where you need an accountant or a CPA to actually help you do your taxes, right? So that you are getting every single allowance that you are allowed and you are offsetting every expense of your business. So sometimes things like your mobile phone expense, if you are using it predominantly for the business, can be charged to the business as an expense. If you do your business from home, a portion of the rates, so water, light, so electricity, heating in the winter, a lot of those charges can be charged to the business, or at least a portion of those charges can be charged to the business. If you are driving around in your car, so if you've got a real estate agency and you're showing houses, so you're running around for appointments, you're meeting, would be your realtor, you're meeting buyers or sellers at the said property. You can charge the wear and tear of the car, so servicing the car, getting it in good nick, petrol, gas in the car that can be charged to the business. If you've got to change the wheels on the car, if there are any charges for using certain roads, so if there are taxes associated with going into, so here in the UK we've got, my God, quite a few taxes where if you drive into certain parts of town, you get charged something called like a congestion charge, or you get charged if your car is older than a certain number of years. There's something called the ultra low emission zone, ULEZ. There's a charge for that. When we use certain highways, so if you're doing a lot of travel, where you're going from city to city, we do have toll charges. So if you use, like I know going up north towards Manchester, there's usually a toll tariff that one has to pay for you just using certain national roads. Here in London, if you go through, if you use certain routes, so we have something called a bridge that goes over the Thames, called the Dartford Crossing. You pay for using that, or the Dartford Tunnel. Sometimes it's underwater and it's a tunnel, so it gets you out the other side. You pay for that. We've got two other tunnels that have recently been built: Silvertown Tunnel and the Blackwall Tunnel. Those also have charges, so they're just different charges, and all of these charges can be offset against the business. But an accountant will know all of this. So when it comes to taxes and finances, make sure you have a good accountant that's helping you with the books, so that every allowance that you possibly can, you're offsetting against the revenue that the business is generating. So this is all still in volume one, people. All still in volume one, believe it or not. And we're coming to the end of volume one. And then network marketing, this is just other modules. I've never gone into these modules. And then the grant vault. So if you're looking for a grant to fund your business, there's stuff there. So this is it. That's the end of volume one. We have been on for about 2 hours and I've only just gone through volume one. So now that we've gone through volume one, let me play some music just to make sure everyone's awake. So let me look for one of my favorite tunes that I like. Let's see. I know what I'm going to play. This is another song that I made with the help of AI. And I'm going to play that.
are stacking like mountains tall.
Cool, hey?
Empty fridge, just echoes in the hall. Letters from the bank, they don't call. Still standing though I've lost it all. Dreams don't break even when they bend. Fighting storms, I know they'll end. Hands are weary, but I won't pretend. This heart of mine, it will ascend. Rise, sister, rise from the fire, from the pain. Lift your eyes, see the sun through the rain. You can't take your spirit, can't change your name. Rise, sister, rise. Find your freedom. Doors stay closed, but I knock again. Each no is a step to where I begin. This world may not see the strength within, but I'll build on where love can win. Social checks, they don't define my worth. My soul's been rich since the day of birth. Through every struggle, through every curse, I write my story, word by word. Rise, sister, rise, from fire, from rain. Close your eyes, see the sun through the rain. Can't take your spirit, can't change your name. Rise, sister, rise. Find your home.
So that was a song that I wrote with the help of AI. And that was obviously when the job went. So I was just talking about Rise, Sister Rise, that the bills don't stop even when the paychecks do. But yeah, it was just another song that got me through a dark period. Okay, so we've just done volume 1. So let's go into volume 2. Hopefully we'll be able to move a bit faster because we have now gone through the nitty-gritty beginner level of volume 1. So you kind of like get the hang of what the layout is. So as volume 1 was, volume 2 also starts the same way. Starts about how to get your affiliate links and how to set up your store. And like I said, everything is step by step. So you can see for those using Beacon, it kind of like tells you that, and then affiliate registration, standstill, and then seller, all of that. So it walks you through everything. And then here, some people choose to sell volume 2 at a higher price point than the 298 that Brooklyn suggests. You can. And this is for anyone who wants to position the offer at a premium. So if you're a coach or a mentor, or you just want to earn more per sale, you can. So this is where she gives you the opportunity to make a bit more money. But I've just kept it at the normal standard price. And it's 222, I believe. But like I said, August is her birth month. So there's a bit of a discount on at the moment. And so for volume 3, you can pay 278 and you get volume 1 and 2 added in at no extra charge. So it really makes sense to get volume 3 now before the 31st of August when the promotion ends because it's her birth month. And then this is what I was saying much earlier in this live, where I said I always advise, if people can, to go for volume 3, because when you get volume 3, you get volume 1 and 2 thrown in as part of a package deal. But if you get volume 1, which is what we just went through in detail, I literally went tab by tab. If you get volume 1 and you decide, oh my goodness, I enjoyed volume 1 so much, I'd like to see what volume 2 holds, which is what we're going through now, you're going to have to pay for volume 2. But guess what? If you had bought volume 2 to begin with, you would have got volume 1 as part of a package. It would have been thrown in for free at no extra charge. So I always say to people, yes, you might want to save a few quid now, but it makes sense to get volume 2 so you get volume 1 added in. It's even better if you get volume 3 so you get volume 1 and 2 added in at no extra charge. But because I don't know what your situation is or your circumstances are, I'm going to let you decide what's best for you. But just know, if at a later stage you want to upgrade from volume 1 to 2, you will have to pay again. You have to make a further investment. And if you then decide at a later stage that you want to upgrade once again from volume 2 to 3, you would have to make yet another investment. So you get where I'm going with this, right? Okay, I don't want to labor the point too much. Okay. So this talks about a sneak peek on the affiliate description, and I think it's important that we just go through this. We've probably gone through this in volume 1, but it's worth repeating. So unleash your online income potential with DBA. DBA is a self-paced, high-impact online program designed to help you start and scale a profitable digital product business. Whether you're a beginner or looking to expand your skill set, DBA provides the training, tools, and resources to unlock multiple income streams without the hassle of creating your own products, right? So it's pretty much what we saw in volume 1, but bearing in mind that not everybody will just buy volume 1, or not everybody will buy just volume 2. A lot of the stuff is repeated. So if you just got volume 2, at least you don't miss out any of the critical or important information. Yeah. So it's basically the same thing that we read under volume 1. And now it talks about TikTok Shop. So that's the next module. It introduces you to TikTok Shop, what to expect from this module. It talks about the shop statistics. What is TikTok Shop? I still don't know what it is, because you got to get a certain number of followers, and there's just a few criteria that you have to have before you can actually start anything on TikTok Shop. And because, like I said, I had just started my TikTok account because I'd never been on TikTok in my life. So this was not quite, relevant to where I'm at. And so I haven't really gone through this in any great detail. But this talks about everything TikTok. So I basically only just done the stuff that pertains to opening a TikTok account and how to manage it and what I can do in TikTok, like just the basics on how to function on TikTok. Right. So here it just tells you like everything about TikTok Shop, basically. Right. Once again, SEO, what drives sales, creator search insights, content strategy, why you should choose a niche. Violations are a biggie. They are a biggie on TikTok. TikTok is very strict with its rules. There are certain things you can and cannot do. And a lot of people have had their accounts frozen, never to be reopened. Others have had suspensions. So for a period of time, they've not been able to sell or do anything on TikTok. And that has hurt their earning potential. So please, if you are thinking of doing TikTok Shop, be sure to read and be aware of violations so that you do not get caught out and your account is not closed or shut down or suspended for any reason. Yeah, how to get free samples, how to find products, part 1, how to find products, part 2. Like I said, it's a step-by-step and it covers everything. And here, once again, that's how important violations are, what the rules are and the violation points. There it is, a second time. That tells you how important that is. is your preferred platform. Preferred platform, there it is. How to become a virtual assistant. Now, this was something a lot of people got training on, and they became virtual assistants. And that's where, and then when they became virtual assistants, they started training other people on how to become virtual assistants. So this is massive. I mean, you really don't have to reinvent the wheel. So this is volume 2. So now you start going slightly deeper. And then drop shipping, Printify, Printful, drop shipping. So this is where you don't hold any stock. So say, for example, you want to have a t-shirt printing business and you want to make your own t-shirts. You can design them and you can put them on your store, right? And as people order the t-shirts and the particular designs, Printify actually prints the t-shirt and sends it, couriers it, posts it to the person who placed the order. So it doesn't come to you first and then you got to repost or resend or re-courier. No. All that happens is Printify takes the money from the person who's placed the order, fulfills the order, so does the printing of the shirt, packages it and sends it off to the person, and then they pay you your money. That's it. So drop shipping is you don't hold any stock, you don't have any part of the warehouse, you have no overheads. You simply just have a digital storefront where you have your different t-shirt designs on there. And as people order, it is printed on demand. So as the order comes through, the order is produced, is fulfilled, is printed, and then it's sent out to the person who's placed the order, and you simply get paid. So that's Printify and Printful and drop shipping. So you can do that with t-shirts, with cards, with just mugs, name anything that you can print on. So if you wanted to do souvenirs, maybe you got a birthday party or you got a corporate event and you just wanted to order things in bulk and you wanted to have a logo or something printed on, you can just do that. And yeah, it pretty much, so you don't hold the stock. The person doing the printing, the company doing the printing has the stock and everything. So they manage all that inventory and whatever. So you don't have to get caught up in that. Shopify is another storefront and people like. LinkedIn is up and coming. Now, LinkedIn is interesting because people historically have seen LinkedIn as a professional platform. And so a lot of people only go there to find jobs, search for jobs, update their profiles. If they got a job, update their profile and say, oh, I just started a position at so-and-so company. Or if they're doing a certification, oh, I just completed a certification in XYZ, course. Now, LinkedIn is becoming, because LinkedIn doesn't want to lose out on the income generating potential. And a lot of businesses are realizing that because LinkedIn is a professional platform, the people who are on LinkedIn are already warm and warmish leads because they're already in the headspace of business. And so if you are a coach, a mentor, a business owner, you have a product or a service, or you solve a painful problem, or you have a pain point solution for businesses, then LinkedIn is really where you should have some kind of exposure. So for example, AI, if you are an AI developer or an AI consultant or an AI strategist, or you'd like a fractional, so part-time chief AI officer role, maybe because you've been in the AI space, or you are a tech person, or you've done some kind of qualification in tech, that's where really you should be engaging in marketing your services, because those are where the professionals and the business-minded people are at, right? So if you would like to post on there, you can be commenting on news articles in whatever industry you want to be part of. You can be posting suggestions on your take of what people in that space should be doing. So for example, day in the life of, if you've got an AI agency, You can be talking about what the trends are in AI. If a new tool was recently launched, you can write your perspective of how good your, like a review of what you think the tool is like, and what it does that maybe another tool in the marketplace doesn't. So you're basically giving a review of the product. Anything that positions you as an expert in that field, because the more you position yourself as the go-to person, the more people are going to come across your posts and therefore reach out to say, "Ooh, I saw your post on XYZ AI tool. Would you mind coming in and doing a workshop or a demo or whatever?" Right? So LinkedIn is the more professional platform, but it's also, if you are a business and you want to attract business owners and relate with businesses, then LinkedIn is definitely picking up the pace. So this is level 2. So we're getting into like deeper stuff now. You want to become a travel agent. So even travel now, there are affiliate opportunities in the travel business. So the UK is probably, if not the first, and the second largest travel market, because a lot of UK, a lot of Brits are constantly going on holiday. I mean, if you go anywhere in Europe in the summer months, I kid you not, on every beach, in every resort, there's bound to be at least 3 or 4 Brit contingents gathered. You hear them before you see them, because the music will tell you that they're Brits. The beer brand that they're probably drinking will tell you that they're Brits. And just how vivacious they are will tell you they're Brits, right? So popular destinations are Spain, France, Greece, Portugal, as destinations for Brits, right? So as travel industry now offers affiliate commissions. So you can become an affiliate for the big players in travel. So booking.com, so that's where you can book hotel rooms, hotels.com, book hotel rooms, resorts. Even some of the airlines are also, rather than running their own centers, their own telesales agents, they're actually working with affiliates. And so you can run your travel business from home, where you have a website or you have a link and you are selling packages or resort rooms and stuff, because most of these booking sites pay commissions to agents, right? And so why can't you be one of the agents earning the commission from these booking sites, right? Because a lot of people go and they go, a lot of Brits, I don't know anywhere else in the world, but a lot of Brits go onto price comparison sites to try and find the best packages, most cost effective, the best resorts. If you have children, you want, child friendly resorts that have activities for the children, so that the parents get a few hours in the day where they can go and do adult stuff, and the kids are taken care of, and they're at a camp or a fair or, I don't know, some kind of class or activity or whatever, and the parents can go off and do something else, right? So the child-friendly resorts, and then the adult-only, resorts. So it depends on what floats your boat. You can, be in the travel industry. So everything is there's affiliate potential in almost everything. And then, like I said, it's becoming a thing not to put your face on social media, and a lot of people are choosing to go this way for various reasons. Maybe they have a 9 to 5, and the 9 to 5 doesn't allow them to have their face out there in the social media place, and so they decide to go faceless. But some people might just want their privacy intact, because yes, we're in the times of reality where everyone's kind of like posting everything that they're doing, from what they had for breakfast to what they wore to the beach to the latest handbag they just bought to the pair of shoes someone gifted them. I mean, everyone's putting their entire lives on social media, and for some people, they just want to be private. They value their privacy above anything else. So for whatever reason, they don't want to put their face out there, and that's fine. It's easy to go faceless. The difference between face forward, so that's where your face is on your social media account, and going faceless is when your face is on an account. People will know, like, and trust you quicker because they can see that you're a real person. They can hear your voice, and therefore your tone, your facial expressions, your mannerisms. If they like what they see, the trust factor is a lot higher. When it's a faceless account, people, one, don't know that it's a real person behind the account. They don't even know if they like the person behind the account because they're not engaging. So it's a bit of, it's more challenging, and it's not as quick to grow a faceless account because unfortunately, with every advance in technology, you get unsavory characters. So there are a lot of scammers out there, imposters. There are a lot of people with not necessarily good intentions. And so people are a bit wary to do business or engage or make investments with people they can't see and they can't talk to. And with the way the world is going, technology is making us less personal. So we're losing that personal touch in communications. And so it's a lot easier if you have a face forward account where people can see you, they can follow a day in the life of, they can see that you're a real person doing normal day-to-day stuff. You eat, you go on holiday, you go shopping, you give reviews on stuff. They can tell that you have a good day, you have a bad day, you have an in-between day. It's just easier for them to know, like, and trust you. KLT, know, like, and trust you. But a faces account, you really got to be intentional and strategic in how you grow that account. Now, that's not to say that faces accounts cannot be successful. There are some phenomenally successful faces accounts out there, and they've obviously cracked the code to doing this. But what you find is at some point, those faceless accounts start showing their face. So they become hybrid accounts. So some of the time they show their face, some of the times they go faceless. And that's a hybrid account where it's a bit of both. Now, it could be 70% faceless, 30% face forward. It could be 50-50, it could be 60-40, whatever ratio. But you're finding a lot of accounts now that maybe started off as purely faceless and now moving into that hybrid space because they found it just works better to build and to scale. But having said that, there are some phenomenal, successful faceless accounts out there. And so Shy Girl Tribe is kind of like the go-to person on DBA for everything faceless. And she's really good. Her stuff is really doing well. And then, of course, just in case you were thinking, it's all women. Well, apart from Richard, every other person that I've spoken about so far has been women, 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 women. There are men in marketing. So Brooklyn didn't want to leave the men out. And so, yes, there are men in marketing. We'd like to see a few more men in marketing, and they are coming up. They are coming up. But yeah, once again, yeah, there are men in marketing. So that's a module dedicated to the men, and we doff our hats to the men, and we thank the men for showing up. Like I said, if you want to go into real estate, there's a module for that. Don't ask me what Turo Business is. There are many modules I haven't gone into purely because, one, I don't want to be overwhelmed. Two, it's not relevant to where I'm at. And this is what I say about DBA being a one-stop shop. So you can dip in and dip out as and when. You can decide what is relevant for where you're at. You can decide what it is you want to get out of DBA because there's so much. There's no way you can be a virtual assistant and a faceless marketer and a wholesale real estate agent and a travel agent and an affiliate marketer and a digital marketer. It's just not possible to be in everything. So based on your skill set, you will decide what you want to be and where you want to go. And so, that's where the volumes are really good because it offers, there's something for everyone. As you go through the modules, you will find what resonates with you and what matches your skill set. So Turo Business, I've never been into that. Amazon KDP, I explored Amazon a while ago, but didn't do that. Yes, so the Amazon KDP is where your ebooks can be hosted and sold. And yes, you can create ebooks in 20 minutes, half an hour. I mean, so you do the script or the layout of the book in GPT, and then you export it into Gamma AI, which is an AI tool, and Gamma does all the typesetting and puts them into chapters and just makes it look all nice and pretty. But then it has the Gamma logo on every single page. And then you can export it from Gamma into Canva to take out the Gamma watermark if you don't want that to show. And once you've completed editing the ebook in Canva, you can then upload it as a PDF to your store. So if you have a Beacon store, a Stan store, a Shopify store, you can upload as a PDF, which is where my ebooks are on Stan store. But if you didn't want to go the Stan store route, but you wanted to put them on Amazon KDP, that's also an alternative for your digital products, like ebooks. Master manifesting, I must be honest, I have not been into that. Life insurance, I have also not gone into that. But if you remember, I spoke about a gentleman who does mindset mastery on a Monday night, and that is Damon Pillard. He is a guru in life insurance sales. That's his 9 to 5 business. So yeah, I won't be surprised if he's the one that does that. Now, if you wanted to go into daycare or homeschooling, if you wanted to start a business in that, see, I told you there's a how-to. Now, Lemonade, I have no idea what that is. I've never been in there. Start your own virtual call center. So, like I said, there are several business ideas in here. If you want to start your own virtual call center, there's a how-to. If you want to do eBay drop shipping, there's a how-to. And we come to the end of volume 2. I said we were going to race past. Once we've gotten past the first module where I really went in depth in each of them, you find that as you get to volume 2, it's more advanced stuff. So there are a lot of the things I haven't gone into just purely because they haven't been relevant to me. But I've taken you through every single module because you might just find a module that's what you want to do. So maybe you're already thinking about starting up your own virtual call center. And having seen that there's a module on that, you might be saying, you know what, hang on a minute, I want this volume, right? So that's that. So we're going to go back up and we are going to go to volume 3. So we go back into the classroom tab right at the top. And then I'm going to scroll down here. So we have done volume 1 and we've just looked at volume 2. So now we are going to go into volume 3. And here we are. So once again, like I said, they all start pretty much the same way. Now, volume 3 is the last of the volumes and it is the most advanced of the volumes. So this is going to be talking about people who want to scale their businesses. So this is like real serious models. This is not beginners. This is like hectic stuff. So if you really want to be playing with the big boys, this is where you'll be. So like we said, affiliate links, you want to sell DBA at a higher price point. It tells you how to do that. High price, but you can go up to 555. The normal price for volume 3 is $444 US. But Brooklyn allows people to go as high as 555 if you want to earn more because you're a coach or a mentor, you just want to earn more per sale. But like I said, August is a birth month, and so there's a promotion on at the moment where volume 3 is 278. Like I said before, if you ever want to upgrade, so if you only bought volume 1 or volume 2 and you wanted to upgrade to volume 3, you would have to pay or make another investment. So I always advise that people start the first time with volume 3 because then you get volume 1 and 2 thrown in without paying anything extra or investing anything extra. Once again, I said UGC was user generated content, and this is advanced content creation. And it talks about the best posting times for Instagram. Yes, there is such a thing. the best posting times for Instagram, the best posting times on TikTok, um, how to schedule. Remember, I said you could schedule your content. So under that, now that was a trick I learned. So before you post, it is usually advisable 5 minutes before you post, go into the platform, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and start engaging with people's posts. So as you scroll, if you see a post that is of interest to you, like it, share it, put a comment on. It doesn't have to be that many. You'll be surprised how quickly 5 minutes will go by. And once you've done that for 5 minutes, it's almost like the algorithm knows, ooh, there's activity from this account, and it starts paying attention to your account. So by the time you go and you post, you've kind of like, it's like warming up the car's engine. If your car's been parked for a couple of hours or a couple of days, if you leave the engine running, the battery warms up, and then if you put the heating on, the heating comes up real quick, or the air conditioner, it cool, you start feeling the cool air real quick. That's because the engine's warm, everything's, good to go, right? It's similar. So that 5-minute hack of going onto the platform and engaging with other people's posts, liking, sharing, posting comments, gets the algorithm warmed up to your account being active. And it's like, oh, hang on a minute, there's activity on this account. And, it's all excited and holding its breath for, ooh, I wonder what's coming, right? So you've kind of like warmed up the algorithm, and it knows that there's activity going on. And then you post. Now, because you've done that 5-minute hack and then you post, your post is pushed out to as many people as possible that are online at that time, because you warmed up the algorithm. And then what I usually do is I do a few more engagements with other people's posts a couple of minutes after I've posted. So I don't go cold turkey as soon as I make my own post and then I skedaddle. No, I'm on there and I scroll some more and engage with other posts and like other people's posts, and just stay online, and I might go to friends' posts and comment and like and stuff like that, just to make sure that I haven't fooled the algorithm, right? So I stay on for about 5 minutes before post, and then 5 minutes, 10 minutes after, so that it's not a shock to the algorithm to say, oh, hang on, was that a blip on the radar, or was there really activity going on, right? And that way, I've seen my engagement, in my engagement levels and numbers actually go up. So these are the things that you learn. But you see, we couldn't cover that particular hack in level 1, in volume 1, because as a beginner, you're not going to understand any of that. You're barely posting, never mind scheduling content or it's just way too much for a beginner. But as you get comfortable with the modules and as you start posting, then you get to volume 3 and you see something like that, you would stop and explore and want to know what's in that particular module, right? So that was really good when I found that out, and I've been doing that, and that's really good. So I had mentioned B-roll content before, and here it is, understanding B-roll content and what it does. I'm not very good at this. I need to get better at B-roll content. A lot of people have done this, and they're fantastic, and they're really crushing it. So I need to get better at doing that. And then creating hyperspeed vlogs. So vlogs are video blogs. So it's not just a blog where you're talking, but it's kind of like got video attached to it. And sometimes rather than talking in just normal speed, you can speed things up a bit. You can do 1.2, 1.5 speed. So you sound like you're talking a lot faster. And when you do things like that, people have to watch your posts a couple of times to get the full gist of what you're saying. And because they're having to watch your reel or your post or your story a couple of times, it's creating higher engagement in your numbers. And so the algorithm then thinks, ooh, a lot more people are engaging with this post. I wonder why. And then it pushes out that post to other people, right? So these are just tips and tricks and strategies that volume 3 will cover, because by the time you get to volume 3, you understand the basics, you've gone through the fundamentals, and you're able to cope with strategies like these, right? and then viral captions. It really takes you, and then how to boost your sales, and here how to buy land, how to be an Amazon review or influencer, freight, if you want to start your own freight broker agency, if you want to be a medical courier. I mean, like, that's just so much. If you want to create theme pages, you want to get into podcasting, you want to start a coaching or mentoring business. Now you can see that the kind of things that volume 3 covers is a lot more advanced. And then if you want to go into corporate funding, you want to start your own credit repair company. Remember I said to you, credit can be fixed, can be repaired. That's it. That's like big stuff. And a lot of people don't know that because people don't want us knowing that. But you can repair credit. How to make sales on Snapchat. I have no idea what Snapchat is. Sorry to say. Sublimation, event planning business. So if you want to start your own event planning business. So in a former life, I was in events. I was in events and hospitality, and I love planning events. So that's one thing that just was right off my street. So you can imagine volume 3 had a lot of stuff for me. So that's volume 3, and we've kind of like, whizzed through that real quick. Now, I'm going to take you through something that is even more interesting. If you thought the volumes were great, there are a few more things I want to show you. Now, replay vault. This is key because something Brooklyn's done is Richard spoke about this earlier, and I am just going to come out of here for 2 seconds. And I'm going to show you the calendar. So community, classroom, calendar. I'm going to go into the calendar and I'm going to show you. So this is the month of August, everybody. Just look at this calendar. Now, these are all the expert calls for different things that held or are holding in the month of August. Now, I was saying to you on a Monday night, Mindset Mastery. I'm going to click on this just so that you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, let me do it. There we go. Mindset Mastery. Every Monday, now this is UK time, London time, right? 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. my time. Coach Damon, he takes this class. I've mentioned his name at least twice already or 3 times. He is, oh my God, he's amazing. Damon Dillard, he is phenomenal when it comes to mindset mastery. I cannot talk about him enough. I mean, he gets you, oh my God, he calls you family, and you just feel like you're having a chat with your big bro, right? He's good like that, and his story is inspirational, if I ever heard him. Brooklyn is a woman of faith, which is another reason that drew me to DBA. And so we have morning prayers almost every day, I might add. We also have workouts almost every day. So we're all about spiritual health, mental health, physical health, right? Financial health, right? Because we got to think about our whole selves. We can't just earn the money and then we haven't got the health to support all of that, because if you haven't got health, you haven't got anything, right? So we think about the whole person. Your mind has to be healthy. Your physical body has to be able to carry you through each day. Your financial health, you've got to be able to do the things you need to do and support your family and loved ones. So it's a whole, and that's why I call it a one-stop shop. It covers everything. It's not just about earning money. It covers every single thing. And that's what's so amazing about this. And the fact that she's a woman of faith just warms my heart, because as you can see and tell from all the music I played so far today, I'm a woman of faith. And so this was just a natural synergy for me to be part of. And I really appreciate it. So they're people of faith doing worthwhile causes. It's nature. So let's go back to I just wanted to show you the calendar, because if we go back to the classroom tab, this is what I wanted to show you. After we did all the volumes, so we did volume 1, 2, 3, this is what I want to talk about, Replay Vault. If for whatever reason you missed the live, this is where you go to get the replays. So now most of the live calls, for all of the live calls are done on Zoom. And so however quickly Zoom is able to make the recordings available, that's when the admin teams load them up here. So if you ever miss a live event, you can always get the replays. That's what I'm trying to say. So she's thought about everything, and that's why it's just so good. When I say one-stop shop, I really mean one-stop shop. It's phenomenal. Now, ChatGPT fundamentals. OpenAI owns ChatGPT. Now, when you go into ChatGPT, you've got to give it an instruction. The instruction you give it, the more specific that instruction is, the more detailed that instruction is, the better the output you're going to get. And that instruction you give to ChatGPT is called prompt. It's called a prompt. Now, there is a science behind how you instruct chat, right? Now, ChatGPT, I'm just going to call it chat. How you prompt chat is the instruction you give it. And there is language that chat prefers. Now, I know chat is AI, so it's not a person. But can you imagine if you went and you said, please, may I have da 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 da, and at the end you said thank you, versus I want da di da di da, end of, right? So even with chat, it helps to be polite. When you're going to prompt it, you got to be precise, you got to be courteous, you got to have manners, right? And you got to be detailed, right? So tell chat what you want. So for example, if I was wanting chat to review my CV, I would start by saying, please assume the role of a hiring manager for XYZ job opening. My CV is uploaded. Could you kindly review the CV and give me suggestions on how I could make it competitive so that I get shortlisted for an interview? The job opening in question is da 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 da, and I can copy and paste the job spec, right? And then when I've done all of that, I say thank you. Now, I've told it what I want it to do. I've told chat the role I want it to play. So I've said I want it to be the hiring manager, right? So now it's going to have the hat of a hiring manager on. And I've given it the job spec. So I've given it as much information as I have. I've also uploaded my CV so you can see the format that I've done my CV in. By giving it all of that information, and I've said thank you at the end, right? I told it what I want the draft or the review of the CV to look like. I want to be able to get callbacks or to be shortlisted for interviews, right? So I've made it so easy for chat to come back with an output that will be useful for me and what I want it to do, right? Now, in this module are ChatGPT fundamentals. How do you instruct chat so that you get something profitable, something useful as an output out of chat? And what is the science behind the instructing or the prompt engineering of chat? There's a whole module on it. Can you see where I'm going with this? There's a whole module on it. So if we click that, just out of interest, so you can see what I'm talking about. It talks about ChatGPT basics. Yeah. Account creation, ChatGPT models, basics intro, choosing the right ChatGPT tier, interface, settings, editing prompts, how chat remembers, right? It's really important because the more you engage with chat, the more it knows your tone, your language, the kind of posts or the kind of information you want. Are you using it mainly for Instagram or for TikTok or for LinkedIn? It starts engaging and talking to you like you talk. So the more information it gets, if you tell it your brand colors, your logo, your target audience, your ideal customer avatar, if you give it all of that information, every time it gives you output, it has that in its memory bank. And so it will develop or give you output that will resonate with your ideal customer avatar. So you can train chat to become your go-to marketing assistant, your go-to hiring manager, your go-to finance expert, your go-to holiday finder, your go-to researcher. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And then the next module in here, or the next sub-module, is introducing prompt engineering. So it tells you exactly what prompt engineering is. And it says providing initial context, telling it the task, what exactly you want it to do, inputting data. So that's where I uploaded the job spec when I gave that example earlier on. And I uploaded my CV as it currently stands so that it has a starting point of what my CV is. And it can actually make suggestions on how I should change my CV layout for the job opening that I want to apply for. And I can make those tweaks. And then I get shortlisted for interviews. And then the output, it gives me the output. And I can format that to the current template that I have as my CV. But then it's real quick, where it would have taken me forever to look at the job spec for the job opening, look at my CV, and I'd have been like cracking my brain as to, oh my God, okay, how do I rework my existing CV for this particular job vacancy? Chat just cuts all of that in half or less and does the work that would have taken me a week, 2 weeks, hours, and does it in minutes, literally. And it gives me a starting point. I can then go in and read through what chat has given me and make very minor tweaks or adjustments so that it sounds more like me, right? So when I copy and paste from chat into my CV template, I can then restructure to make sure, okay, the wording it's used, is that the way I would talk in an interview? The experience it says I have, do I really have that experience? Because what you don't want to do is lie on the CV, because in an interview, they're going to ask you questions and then it's not going to line up, right? So you just got to, make sure it's fit for purpose. Don't ever lie on the CV. Don't say you did something or have something if you don't have it. And then it tells you what GPTs are and GPT stores. And then if you want to go deeper into AI, this is where it gets interesting. Now, we're not going to cover that today, but it's just something for you to know. DBA has a sister community called DBC, and that stands for Digital Boss Code. Now, Digital Boss Code is everything AI. Now, as you can imagine, we've gone through the 3 levels or the 3 volumes of DBA. And we kind of like touched on AI here, there, and in a few other places. But DBC concentrates completely on everything AI. I mean, you got, once again, experts coming in and taking you through exclusive AI trainings, talking about the different tools, and you get expert support, like I said. Once again, the difference between DBA and DBC, DBC is a monthly recurring subscription service. And that's simply because AI is moving so quickly, right? That if you want to keep on top of what's happening with AI, you've got to keep you just got to keep updating yourself. You can't rely on, from week to week, there's something new happening in that space. It is moving at the speed of light. And so if you invite anyone to join DBC, they're going to be paying a subscription every month, right? Just like you would pay Netflix every month, you would pay Audible every month, you would pay Zoom every month. Digital Boss Code is one of those every month. Now, for every person you refer to DBC for everything AI, for as long as they are paying their monthly subscriptions, you get your monthly affiliate commission. So monthly recurring revenue for you could come from DBC, where the commission is 50%. So say, for example, and this is not what DBC is, because we're not doing DBC today. If DBC was a tenner a month, you would be getting 5 quid for every person you introduced to DBC. For as long as they paid their monthly subscriptions, you would be getting half of what they paid in commission every single month. Now, it only takes 2 people that you've referred to cover your monthly subscription, right? So that's how it happens. So if you want to keep up to date with AI, you want to go deeper into AI, you want to create ads, you want to bulk create your content, you want to make a clone of yourself, you want to generate videos with AI, you want to generate stories with AI generated images, I mean, DBC is where to be. But like I said, we're talking about DBC today. But that's what I wanted to do with the chat fundamentals, because I thought that was just really cool. So that's another module. So we're going to go back into the classroom, and next to chat, let's see, all things beauty. So, you know, people who are into beauty, well, you can tell I'm not that, but all things beauty, there's a whole tab module for that. Social media, mastering social media. Now, remember in volume 1, I spoke about TikTok, I spoke about Instagram, spoke about Pinterest, spoke about, now this is a whole in-depth tab or tile or module into social media. I'm not even going to click on that because it's a lot, but that just tells you, what it is. This is the next interesting thing that I want to go into. PLR Vault. Remember, one of the definitions that I went through before we started was private label rights. Now this is cool. I'm going to click in here. Label, private label rights. Oh, this is amazing. So remember I said you can either create your own digital products or you can get done for you. So somebody else has created it and you're just taking this stuff, making tweaks to it, putting your logo on it, using your brand colors, adding some information maybe based on your jurisdiction, that's your geographical location, so where you're based. Sorry, just to drink some water. Adding some stuff that's relevant to your location on the map, and then you're repackaging it as though you created it, and then you're selling it under your company name or your business name. That's what PLR is. So here you can see right off the bat, they're bundled templates, 150 DFY is done for you templates. It recommends the pricing. Bundle templates usually go for anything from $25 to $100, or you can sell them individually for whatever you feel comfortable. So based on the value you think you've added to them, you can sell them. So there's basically two strategies here. If you have a huge number of followers, you can price it in such a way that if you go for a tenner or 15 quid and you've got 10,000 followers, for example, you're going to make the numbers, right? The numbers are going to make sense to you. But if you only have 100 odd followers, you might want to do a slightly higher pricing structure. So you might want to go 20 quid or 25 quid, just so that all the value that you've added and all the alterations or changes you've made to the done for you template, the DFY, or the PLR, private label rights template, makes sense for the amount of time you spend. But remember, you do the work once and you can set it over and over and over again. So it's really up to you what you think the value is that you've added to said product. Now, this is where it's interesting. So there's Brooklyn again, talking to you in less than a minute on PLR. And then there are more PLR. And here is a long list. So for example, you've got the Wealth Guide, Side Income Handbook, Instagram Growth Guide for Boss Babes, Digital Product Guide, Done for You, Digital Product Vault, Creative Content Bank, Financial Literacy Planner, Ultimate Vendor List. Now, this Ultimate Vendor List, oh my God, I cannot tell you how invaluable. Oh my God, this list is an amazing, oh my goodness, PLR. Basically what it is, I don't want to open it because it's just going to, it's massive. It's just going to cause my computer to crash, I'm sure. It is so useful. It gives you tried and vetted vendors, literally the world over, from China to the US. So if you want to start your own accessory business, so whether it's handbags, it tells you the manufacturers, right? And if you know your manufacturers, these are some serious labels. The same companies that manufacture for some big labels are on this list, right? So if you want to start your own accessories business, so say for example, you want to sell handbags and you want to get a list of tried and tested manufacturers and vendors, you need to get your hand on this. People have sold this list, oh my God, for inordinate amounts of money because these vendors have been around forever and they are the top in their industries. Like I said, they are tried and tested and they work with some of the well-known brands. So this is not a fly-by-night. This is not a, oh my God, back of envelope type of, no. These are serious players, right? So that's possible. I mean, that is a fantastic list to get your hands on. Selling with Amazon FBA, Instagram stories itself, Faceless, once again, digital business. I told you Faceless is a big thing. It's up and coming. Digital sales mastery, how to find your niche workbook, social media content guide, 177 digital product ideas, ChatGPT prompts, 550 of them. So you can imagine if you had that, we just went through ChatGPT and prompt engineering and all of that. If you had this, put your logo on it, did it in your brand colors, and sold it for, my goodness, how much would you sell it for? 20 quid, 10 quid, 15 quid? People don't know how to get the best out of chat. If you sold that, like that's just amazing, right? A different Canva crash course. So all things Canva, do-it-yourself profile audit, key principles for entrepreneurs, art of repurposing content, mastering branding. I mean, you name it, it is endless. Starting a vending machine business. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how popular this particular PLR product has been. People are looking for ways to earn extra streams of income. A vending machine business is not as involved as one would think. But once again, if you want to start one, this is a guide on how to do it. E-commerce dropshipping. Become a graphic designer. Become a virtual assistant. Remember we saw this earlier on in one of the modules? Here it is again. Sales funnel. 6-figure business playbook. Business plan template. How many people have tried to start businesses and you have to write a business plan? Here is a template. Start a business with no money. Now, that's usually one of the biggies when you want to start a business, how to get funding, how to start a business. 4 weeks, reels, hooks, and captions. We know if you're making a reel, you want to post a reel on Instagram, your hook is where you get people to stop scrolling past. This is a way to get your hands on hooks at work and captions to go with them. SEO, search engine optimization, a guide. What does this mean? How does it work? There's a guide. Mastering Instagram. If you're new to social media, you don't know what Instagram is, this is it. There's a how-to. You want to get 50,000 followers in 90 days? There's a blueprint. Beginners, social media challenge. So maybe you yourself and a group of friends, you want to get started. Why don't you sign up for a challenge? You want to become an event coordinator. Everything you need to know. Event coordinator toolkit is another one. Social media influencer playbook. Using influencers to market. Media kit. Affiliate marketing. Again, it's a thing, everybody. It's a thing. Brand contacts. 150 emails. Create and sell digital products. Promote your digital products. 4-week digital product launch. Credit repair. I told you it is possible to repair credit. There's the ebook. Funding your business, right? That we've seen funding your business twice now. Now, what I wanted to say about this credit repair book, something like that. So if you had a course where maybe it was a financial course and maybe you were talking about, people recovering from, say, bad credit or wanting to fix their credit, this could be part of your offer where, as a thank you for registering, maybe for your course or your masterclass, or if you had a 3-month program walking them through the steps on how to repair, this could be a lead magnet. So a lead magnet is something you give to people in exchange for getting email address, phone number, or any other kind of personal information that would help you grow a contact list, right? So a lead magnet is something you give for free, usually in exchange for a bit of information. So you're advertising a course and you're saying you got a course on the 31st of August, 2025, and it's from, say, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. To register, click on the link. And when they click on the link, they've got to enter their name and their email address. Once they do that, as part of your congratulations, you've registered to attend, this is a Zoom link, this is the date, this is the time. And as a thank you for registering for the class, here is a credit repair ebook. Now, all they've done is given their name and an email address, and they've registered for your course. Now, you would think they'd be happy, right? But by getting the thank you email and getting that free credit repair ebook in that email, they're going to think, wow, this woman's worth her salt. I mean, I only just registered for a course and she's already given me a thank you gift. Now they're even more interested, and they're looking forward to the course even more, right? So that could be a lead magnet, right? So yeah. Funding your business, building business credit, mastering business credit, mastering lash enhancements. So eyelashes, it's a big thing. We ladies, we got lovely lashes these days. If you want to get into that business, that's how to master that. How to talk to vendors, back to school alphabet, homeschooling guide, 10 DIY craft ideas, and start your own business tutorial. And these are just a few PLR products. Just a few, right? And remember I was saying lead magnets, there we go. Freebies to collect customer leads. So these are freebies you can use to collect customer leads if you didn't want to use any of the PLR. Digital marketing PLR. So here we go. So now this is now divided into, they divvied up into more specific subjects. So if you're thinking faceless marketing, these are the faceless marketing PLRs. If you are thinking wealth and financial growth, these are the wealth and financial growth specific PLRs. If you're thinking side income handbook, that'll be there. Instagram stories, I'll be there. DFY done for you reels, content bundle. So you see, sometimes the PLR products are bundled together, which you can then sell on as a bundle, and people are getting even more value. And remember, when we looked further up in this module, it said you could sell bundled products from 25 quid to 100 quid, right? So that's that. And then Faceless Digital Marketing Divide, that's something else you could do. And then Canva Guides is something else you could do. If you want to direct messaging and email templates for brand deals, is something else. And then user-generated content guide, that's another thing. And then you've got bundled, sorry, my computer. And then you got bundled templates, and then you got ebook PLRs. I mean, so it's just massive. There's just so much. So when I say it's a one-stop shop, I'm not joking. It's like everything you could want. It's just under one roof. And we're not done yet. There's just so much more. So where were we just now? We've just done the PLR vote. And then software as a service. This is a big one that's coming up, and I will cover that separately in another live, because I think it's a lot to do tonight, because it's already just coming up to 2 a.m. my time. Remember I mentioned that stocks and crypto, there we go, that's it. Promotional done for you content, that's it. So if you want to learn, I mean, if you wanted to promote DBA, for example, and you didn't know how to post content, or you didn't know what kind of posts to do, it gives you ideas on how to do that. And then of course, Brooklyn is big on celebrating wins. So if you've done really well, you know, selling DBA and stuff, or, you know, it's really done something, then yeah, there's a whole of bosses. Content vault, content inspiration, real estate. Remember I said to you, if you want to be a real estate agent or realtor, I mean, there's just so much. And there's a second page, and here we go. Wealth code mastery, ebooks with AI. So once again, if you want to create ebooks, that's it. Scrubs. So if you're in the medical profession and you want to go to six figures, how do you navigate or pivot from healthcare to something else? Because a lot of people in healthcare, they're done with being on their feet forever and a day, and they want to do something else. Airbnb UK edition. So Airbnb that we had before was more US focused. So I guess a lot of feedback was like, how do we do Airbnb here in the UK? And so, you know, this is why I said constantly adding to the modules. That's a new one that's just come. Health and healing is also a new one. Sports betting. People like betting at the races. They like betting football matches. They like betting, I mean, you name it, any kind of sport people bet on. So sports betting is a biggie. DBA merchandise. So there is DBA like face caps and hoodies and t-shirts and stuff. So if you ever wanted to have branded gear, that's where you would go for that. And then of course we have people the world over. I mean, 35,000 people, 35,900 people, members of this community. You better be sure that we got people who are non-English speakers. And so if you want to learn French, you want to learn Somalian, you want to learn Spanish, these are modules for languages. And Brooklyn is constantly adding to modules. So that's the tour of what you get for now in DBA. I literally just went through the classroom and we did page 1, we did page 2. There were certain tiles we didn't go into just because they are big subjects on their own, like SaaS, software as a service. An example of SaaS would be Netflix, Zoom, Audible. Those are all software that you pay for every month to stay connected to. If you don't pay Netflix, you can't access Netflix, right? So yeah, so those are tools that people use. I mean, like if I was going to do this on Zoom, I would have to have a paid account on Zoom, just because I've been on here for say 11, 12, 3, just coming up to 3 hours now. In fact, just past 3 hours now. But I just felt it was good to do this so that you could see what DBA has to offer. So I will do another live, I guess, tomorrow, and maybe just focus on something else. I might focus on DBC and maybe software as a service, just to go through that. But before we go, I am just going to play another song because I'm just so grateful that however many people have stuck it out with me or have joined this live at some point. I just want to play this because I'm grateful to all of you that have been here for my first ever live on YouTube. I didn't think I could do it, but I've done it once now and I can't wait to do it a second time. So this is just me not just saying thank you to the one by whose grace I'm here, because like I said, I'm a woman of faith, and when I started tonight, I knew that I wasn't here on my own, and so I play the Lord is my shepherd, I'm not alone. And now that I'm coming to the end of this, I just want to say thank you, because I thought I'd be here for 2 hours, and here I am 3 hours later, I'm still yapping on. So I thank God. I thank God. I thank God. I thank you, Lord. 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 Oh, oh, I thank you, Lord. Oh, I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Oh, I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, so that's me. Just really grateful to God that my first live has gone well. I do not take it for granted. That's it. So I'm so grateful. So thank you everyone for being on here. It's Black Femme Fortune. It's the same handle on IG and TT. I'm so grateful that I was able to do this YouTube live today. It's the first one. Hopefully the first of many. Now that we've broken the seal, we'll do it again. I think the next one will possibly be on Digital Boss Code, which is all things AI. And I'll probably talk about SaaS as well, because I think that would be a good mix. But like I said, make a comment if there's anything you want to hear about. And I think between now and the end of August, I will be talking about DBA just because it's on promotion at the moment, because it's a founder's birth month. And so anybody who wants to get in, it's probably a good time to get in, to be honest. But it's really been an honor. And it's been a privilege and a pleasure doing this. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. So it's just coming up to 2 a.m. my time. Until we see again, be good, be safe. And yeah, Black Femme Fortune BFF. I'm hoping to make a few BFFs for life on here. Yeah, let's help you save more, earn more, and invest more. That's what it is about. You know, at the end of the day, we need to be better, do more, and have more. Right? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And God bless you.